Alrighty. So, we are kicking off No Soul Left Behind, the Better Angels campaign, all about supervillainy, demons, and education reform. I would like to start by going around the table, having everyone introduce who your character is, what their job is, if either student or whatever, and then that you're playing the demon of and pass to the next person. So, for the sake of fun, I'm going to start with Jeffrey.
Alright, my name is Mr. Edmund Bean. I am the school's math teacher, and I play your Lord, thy God, for Corey's character.
I am Georgia Goodman, the lunch lady at the Brighter Futures Academy, and not necessarily a very good one, but there's not really a whole lot that they can do about it. I play the demon, Dubzalar, the closely captured, for...
Captioned.
Captioned.
You said captured.
What?
You said captured. Is it captioned or captured?
Which one are you...
Do you mean closed captioned, like subtitles?
That makes more sense.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The closely captioned.
Yeah, the closely captioned.
Yeah, so you're gonna try that again?
You want me to do that again? Okay, go on.
Okay, and I'm playing Sebastian, who is a student. He is on the basketball team. Basketball is, of course, has 7 people on each team. There's 3 hoops at each end of the court. There's 1 goalie who protects the hoops. There's 3 offensive players who are trying to throw the ball through the basket, and 2 defensive players who defend by actually bodily tackling the other players. And 1 guy on each team who just runs around insulting people, trying to demoralize the other team. Yeah, that's how basketball works.
Does your character actually refer to this sport as basketball?
It is basketball.
And is it actually what basketball is in this universe?
It's basketball. I will take you can take that however you want.
I would say that the school calls it basketball, but that's because it's
sort of a cross between Quidditch and basketball.
Yeah. Space Squitch.
And
We call it Squitch.
yeah. And I also play Lestrada, the Lefefarius, or Lily, for Vivian's character.
Hi, I'm Vivian, and I play Madison Waltz, a high school girl who's enrolled in high school.
I think we decided your character was in a group home or something?
Yes,
Yeah, so she's in foster care.
that too.
Lives in a home with several other, essentially orphans, overseen by someone who allegedly has some training in looking after children. Most group homes in America, a lot of them suffer from problems, especially in inner cities, which have a lot of crime, where several of your housemates are probably gangsters. You probably frequently get your shit stolen and or get beaten up.
That's fair.
You're probably going to school on a school voucher.
Yes.
So you won the I get to have an education lottery.
Yes, I was going with that. And I play Emmanuel, the Paul Protruderus,
I love that name.
for Brendan.
Yes. So I'm Brendan. I play Michael Walker. He is the IT teacher at the school, as well as he also does all the IT around the school. And I play Lucy.
He's very tired.
Yeah, a lot of the time. That's mostly because he spends most of his time just not sleeping. I don't know why. And I play Lucy the Unequal.
That undiagnosed cancer kicking his ass. Alrighty. So, this adventure starts off at the first day of school. It is September. School is just starting up for another wonderful, wonderful year. Everyone's so happy and excited, I'm sure. So, some of you have answered these questions via email, but I will pester others who have not. So, Jeffrey, Mr. Edmund Bean, do you have any family in the area? I think it's just your friend.
Just my friend Baldric. The rest of my family is in England, including my father, which I believe I told you about.
Yes,
And,
the father who has never once pronounced his name correctly.
Yep.
Why don't you actually tell the story of your character for the benefit of the recording?
Okay. My character, Mr. Edmund Bean, worked for a very prestigious bank as an accountant and committed fraud, stealing hundreds, or stealing a sizable fortune from the company, hoping to retire with that money in Florida. Unfortunately, while I made my way to Kirby, Florida, the money made its way to Kirby, Alaska, where an Edmund Bean there received a surprising donation, which he
A stunningly surprising windfall of cash on his doorstep.
which he promptly donated to the local police station. As I am now an illegal immigrant with absolutely no cash on me, I now work as a math teacher for one of the only schools that will hire me.
Yes. That school would be the Brighter Futures Academy. It is a charter school located in Kirby, Florida, as it turns out. Brighter Futures is a charter school owned by the Channing Educational Cooperative, who are mostly known for selling educational materials that their press releases claim work. In reality, they're not great. It is currently Thursday.
Did you want me to put in the spiel similar?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so I used to live in Washington State. I was the COO of a major company or corporation. I was an engineer. And then I got kicked out by the board because I just had views different from them. Mostly, I wanted to make money in a non-nefarious way. And by nefarious, I mean stealing from the poor. But, you know, whatever.
I just thought stealing from the rich would have a higher ROI, but
Yeah.
they disagreed.
It's all about volume with them. So then,
They also can't afford lawyers.
Exactly.
so then
That's the
they
main
kicked me
reason.
out, and because I was sick of the corporate culture, I decided to become a teacher. I thought it'd be less stressful, so I came to this school. I got a job. I was overqualified, so they're paying me relatively well. And yeah, and I have a lot of savings, so got a good education and some money.
They put your name on all of the pamphlets they send out so that people think all their teachers are really highly qualified. Our teachers, such as this guy. You actually didn't originally apply for a teaching position. They just stuck you with one.
And then I barely teach.
You mostly just sit in the computer lab and fix it when the kids inevitably break one of them.
Exactly. And then occasionally a kid walks up and says, "What are you doing?" And then I show him, and he goes, "That's too hard," and then walks away.
We've sort of covered your character a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the person that runs your group home? Your primary caregiver, basically.
I want to call her Granola. I don't know why.
Is she an extreme hippie?
Yes.
She doesn't actually punish kids, which is a terrible thing to do.
No, the neighbors do that.
The neighbors, who are, of course, the Beezy gang.
Yep.
Are the Beasties an actual gang?
Yes. There are three primary gangs in Kirby. The Beezies, Devs Keepers, and the Arkhams are the three primary gangs in around the Brighter Futures Academy. If you go in any given direction, you will hit some form of gang territory. It's nicely located right in the central nexus, three different gang territories. Most would consider this not a great thing.
They keep other criminals out.
I have a good idea.
Like keeping other criminals out, you mean other gangsters identical to them.
So, parasite immunity.
Parasite competition. Alright. So, you lot are making your way towards school. I'm actually just going to actually ask the entire table this question. So, superpowers exist. There exist superheroes and supervillains. How does your character politically feel about superpowers?
They're awesome.
Good to know. Strongly in favor of.
Yeah, Bash doesn't really, he has no real opinion on them. As long as they stay out of his way, he doesn't really care what they do. He thinks that it's kind of stupid that heroes keep getting their praises sung, while villains are getting, torn apart, because a lot of the heroes are just as destructive and bad as the villains.
If not more so,
If
judging
not
by every
more.
Hollywood movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Superheroes in it.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw this guy through 6 buildings. People live there, you asshole.
Yeah. He thinks that villains are going about what they're doing stupidly, but that's, their prerogative.
Very stupidly. Ransoming Arbor Day. Georgina.
Georgia.
Oh, Georgia.
She's in the middle, mostly towards the favor. She thinks that if they were used properly, that they could be used for a good benefit, but it's just too out of control.
George's husband, incidentally, worked in the government doing military research. He was killed in a car accident, He is known for having created some of the technology used for combating supervillains amongst the more regular humanity. What in our world are called predator drones are called Goodman gliders. In this world, that is their primary method of dealing with supervillains. They seem to be pretty effective at it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Jeffrey.
I guess secretly, Edmund secretly admires the supervillain, people who don't take no for an answer and take what they want.
Cool.
Michael Walker respects power in all its forms, yet believes that there are other ways to gain power, such as money.
When you say you respect power in all its forms, do you just have like a bunch of posters of supervillainesses like plastering your office? What?
No, it's more like just like the abstract ideas that give power, like money, authority, and it's like
a Venn diagram.
yeah.
And in the very center, there's just a space that says, I want.
This is where I want to be.
Where I want to be.
Yeah.
What's that Venn diagram on your wall? That's my 5-year plan. That's kind of terrifying. Good. It should be. You move a pin from, like, money to money and fear. Get there.
Slow work. Slow work.
Slow, bitter work. Anyway, this is the first day of school. It is early in the morning. Georgia, you would probably arrive at school first, being you are the lunch lady. And there are students who eat breakfast at school, because this is an impoverished inner city neighborhood. Many students who are on school vouchers, for example, might show up to school early because they want to actually eat breakfast. So,
Get beat up in the morning.
what would you be likely doing as you arrive at school?
Well, the very first thing I'm going to do is prepare something for Glinda.
Glinda being George's daughter.
Yes. Getting her up and ready. She's not particularly like having to wake up so early because school doesn't start until like later.
Start for like 4 hours.
But sacrifices have to be made, and she can read her books anywhere.
Your daughter begrudgingly drags herself out of bed. She has not actually put on clothes, she has just wrapped a blanket around herself, and is wandering into the kitchen looking like a ghost, before sticking a waffle in her mouth. She looks suitably bleary-eyed. So how do you get to school? Do you drive?
Yes, I do have a vehicle. It is a Volkswagen from the 90s.
Is it a Volkswagen Beetle, or what kind of Volkswagen is it?
It's now a Beetle.
Is it green?
Is it in fact my car?
No, it's red.
Just out of spite. What color's the opposite of green?
You paint little black dots on it. The hood, is the hood painted
No,
black?
no.
You know she would.
No, it's a red punch buggy. Also,
But you paint little black dots on it so it looks like a ladybug.
And the hood
Yeah, I
top
totally
has
would.
to be the
Yep.
hood top has to be black too.
Yes.
Yeah. I approve of this car.
Your daughter pipes up, as she frequently does when you're driving her to school in the morning. Can you drop me off like a block away from school? I don't want to be seen coming to school in this. She does this every week.
no. Gilbert never had a problem with it.
Yeah, well, Gilbert's dead.
He's not dead. Gordon is the husband.
Yes, I know.
Gilbert is- yeah.
Your daughter just said Gilbert's dead.
No.
Gilbert is her brother. You don't know if he's dead. You don't think he is.
No.
He joined the military some years ago. You haven't heard from him in a while. It's true.
No, Gilbert is not dead. He just joined the military.
Your daughter is going to roll devious deceit, attacking your corruption, trying to make your nurture higher in the hopes that you will be nice and let her out of her car earlier. You may defend if you wish, using whichever pair of tactics you can justify. She is making up lies about your son being dead. You could, for example, defend with insightful honesty. You don't believe that's true. Refuse to accept that. You could defend with insightful nurture. devious nurture rather. Persuade with decency. I'm your mother, please. I want you to be safe.
Alright, devious nurture.
Defend with sly cruelty. Just smack her in the face. That's an option.
No. I'm just going with the honesty route. No pairs.
She gets a pair of 8s.
Ah.
So you can slide 1 point of corruption over to nurture.
I don't have any points of corruption.
Alright. Then you slide a devious to insight.
I don't have any devious.
Interesting. Alright, that make happen.
Oh.
So set in her ways.
Yep.
I just realized there's
I'm
two gender
too
bent characters.
Yep.
Nothing
I'm not the
gets-
only one.
There's only 2 genderman characters.
what I just said.
Yeah.
Alright.
I said two.
Drop you
Oh,
off
okay.
a block away, but don't take too
I
long.
thought you said this is the campaign of genderbent characters, and I'm
So
like,
you will let her off, a block away from the school, at which point she will start walking along. This neighborhood is not a great neighborhood.
I'm going to be essentially parking it and then going back to make sure she's alright.
Sort of try to quietly follow her, as it were.
Yeah.
Alright, give me, I think that would be cunning espionage, or actually patient espionage, to tail her without her noticing.
So, no wait, I don't have all that espionage yet, because it's demon, right?
Patient espionage.
Because we get
No,
that afterwards.
Your stats are your stats. You always have them.
Alright.
Everyone has those stats.
Okay.
You just don't have powers yet.
Okay then.
Wow, you have a lot of espionage. Yeah.
For a lunch lady?
Apparently you were a spy in a former life.
Years of practice.
Trip 4s.
And she turned to roll cunning espionage to try
It's
and...
how you keep your job in this.
She's not great at it. Actually, she's a street. She lives in a shitty neighborhood. She's probably losing peace. She doesn't get a set though, so she doesn't notice you. She gets to school safely.
Cool. That's all I care about.
And immediately makes her way to the library, because there's still like 3 hours before class starts. There are a couple people in the fields playing various sports. You can see the baseball team is sucking, as it traditionally does. Your school does not have a great baseball team. You can see a girl with black hair and a bat shouting at one of the other players, who appears to have just struck out. You can make your way to the kitchen if you wish,
Yes,
or
so-
you could investigate what's going on over there. Up to you.
I have to go to the kitchen. There's a lot of food to prepare.
Sure. Making your way in there, okay. You can see there's already someone there, a young Hispanic girl, or Latina girl. She is sitting, has her book open at her table, and she's currently just reading through something. You can give me cunning knowledge, see if you recognize who that is.
Okay. No.
You don't know her. You think you've seen her around before, but I'm not sure who that is.
Assume it's a student.
You assume it's a student. You assume incorrectly. She immediately sets the building on fire.
I'll promptly head my way into the
Student assault.
kitchen, get the meat.
Yes, the meat. You take out a box labeled meat off the shelf. You've always been curious, but never had the guts to ask. What are you making for breakfast today?
Let's see, I'm going to make sausage pancakes with syrup?
McGriddles it is.
McGriddles, yes. You try your hand at making McGriddles. Give me patient knowledge. Try and cook something.
I have too many things for this for what it should be. No, it's pears.
Alright. It's a little burnt. It's probably edible though. You put the burnt side sort of down on the plate and put some syrup on there so people probably won't flip it over. You start laying it out. Yep. Meanwhile, your sports team there, Ambrose.
yes, our basketball quotations.
Yes, your quote-unquote basketball team.
Yes.
I still kind of like the idea that basketball, that's just what basketball is in this world.
That's kind of what I was going for.
Yeah, let's just do
Or-
that. It's
yeah.
amusing.
Yeah, is that-
Quidditch in those Harry Potter books, those sparkly wizard vampire deathmatch books.
yeah.
I wish to point out that's from the book.
Really?
Sparkly Wizard Vampire Deathmatch is the most popular young adult book series.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's basically their version of what they call Quidditch.
I'm
is
so
just this
into that.
really weird thing where you just bounce a ball and throw it in a hoop.
Yeah, it's like one to hoop. That's just like so easy though.
It's like, and why is nobody tackling anybody?
Also, you're not
you
allowed
supposed
to
to
hit
stop?
people? What nonsense is this?
How are you supposed to stop people? I don't understand.
So your team's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I spent
you've been
3
coaching
years
them.
whipping them into shape.
Yeah, trying to get them to go to nationals.
Yeah. I assume this is a 3-year high school, not a 5-year high school.
Who knows?
It's the States.
It's a school.
Okay, it's an indefinite period of time.
It probably is a 5-year school, but who knows?
You probably
Anyway.
wouldn't have gotten it.
More importantly, do you have 0-hour practice with your team? That's where people show up at school before school starts to do practice.
Absolutely, if only because it gets him out of his crazy aunt's house as often as possible.
Yes. Now, would you say your aunt is psychotic?
I
Is
mean,
that like deranged dementia, physically abusive, what?
she'd probably be physically abusive if she could hit him, but he's not around often enough for that. No, she's quite crazy. She's good at faking not like she can seem normal for very, very short periods of time. She has very radical ideas. She's quite racist, quite rude.
Southern pinball hat.
Well, yeah. She probably should be institutionalized somewhere, but that is not to Sebastian's benefit, because if she does get institutionalized, he's probably going to end up in a group home, and this is marginally better.
Live with me!
Here's a
So,
question. How does your character feel about Madison?
do they know each other?
The
is
poor
first
kid.
question.
Yeah,
Well, your students at the same school.
Okay.
Students usually know each other.
At least he has it, yeah.
You might know her as that kid who sometimes shows up to school without shoes.
He thinks that's just very...
Oh no, I just stole these shoes from some other guy.
Who shows up to school early, breaks into someone's gym locker, and steals their shoes.
And the
She's stolen
cycle
his shoes a couple of
continues.
times.
The
That's annoying.
cycle of shoe theft. It's like musical shoes. There's one too few pair of shoes at the school.
I feel like he occasionally comes back to his locker after morning practice and finds his shoes missing. And,
They're my size. You have
Yeah.
small feet.
They've been repainted.
They're pink now.
so, yeah, he's taken to carrying a second pair of shoes on him for this purpose. He mostly tries to avoid forming any kind of, he doesn't really, he's a bit of a
Antisocial.
loner. Yeah, but more just because everyone here is nuts and stupid and poor, and why would I want to talk to them? Kind of attitude.
It's hurtful.
That's just mean.
Also poor. That makes you feel better.
So, given that you are coming to school early, how do you get to school? Do you get driven? Probably not, I'm guessing. Do you walk to school?
Probably depends on how much gang activity there is at
Extensive.
that. Okay. He probably takes some form of public transit.
Public
and
transit,
probably carries, hand sanitizer.
Is it the spray type that you can also spray in people's eyes?
Alright. So you're making your way to the bus stop, having packed up for the day, or having packed up for the morning, on what you can.
Yes.
You feel a shadow pass over you. It's like a giant flock of birds just pass by overhead. What do you do?
I look up.
Looking up, you just see sky, then you see a couple of streaks of light pass by in your peripheral vision along the ground.
They're heroes with super speed fighting around me.
Possibly. If you look around, you can hear running feet, but you don't see anyone. It's
Is it-
as though something ran past you, but you didn't see anybody. The footsteps fade, sound in the direction of the school.
This is going to be a fun day. Continues waiting for the bus.
As you make your way to the bus stop, you can see there are a cluster of jackasses standing around it. They have low-hanging pants, several of them have gold chains, hats on sideways and whatnot. They appear to be talking amongst each other. You can give me cunning knowledge to try and recognize what gang they're from.
Okay. 1 from 10. Oh, this is not going to end well. Oh, I got a pair of ones!
A pair of ones on 2 dice. Nice.
Oh, let's try.
Woo!
You're pretty sure you don't recognize any of them personally. You do know that the area where your house is in Arkham's territory. These guys are not Arkham's, though. They appear to have wandered around over here. These are members of the Beesies. They are the largest of Kirby's gangs, you know that.
My homies.
Is this, now, is this the only bus stop that I can take to school?
You could walk several blocks to get to another one.
I will walk several blocks to get to another one.
Give me
Get time.
a cunning espionage to try and sneak away without them noticing.
Cunning and oh, I have no espionage. I literally cannot make a set.
Cool.
So.
So, shockingly, they do notice you. Are you wearing your school uniform?
Yes. No.
Are
You wearing your sports uniform?
He's probably wearing a school uniform. He likes to be orderly. He has a thing about ties and not like they.
Hey, fancy boy, where you going? Call out at you. They're making their way over to you.
Morning. Going to school.
Nice backpack. What you got in there?
My gym clothes.
Oh, cool. Yeah, here, give it over.
Gives it over and goes back to waiting at the bus stop.
Hey, one of the other ones nudges you. Give me your phone.
Do I have a phone?
It's up to you. Do you? Do you claim you don't have one?
Is there any kind of preparedness skill I can roll to? No.
Up to you whether or not you own a phone.
How does one run in this system?
That would be open endurance.
What would one roll to snatch their backpack back?
That would probably be sly courage in this case, because there are several of them.
Could running away also be sly cowardice?
Yeah, it could also be that.
I will go with open endurance, and I'm just like, oh, I don't have time for this. Time to run to school.
Warm up.
Yeah,
Booking it?
He's
Alright.
gonna.
They are going to chase you.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
They are gangsters. They are well acquainted with running like hell.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
There are also several of them.
Oh, poor choice. I'm gonna show up at school beat up. This is the thing.
Quite possibly. They've got a pair of sixes.
I imagine this is not the first time this has happened. I got a pair of sixes as well. This is gonna be attacker or defender.
So you are racing, running further, hauling ass, as it were, trying to get away from them.
Yep.
At which point, you round a corner and you see a couple more of them up ahead of you. What would you like to do? You could try running across the road through traffic, which would be dangerous as hell. You could give up. You could try and talk them out of beating you up. That is an option.
And that would be probably
That would
like
be devious nurture if you wanted to. Depends
Appeal
on how
to
you're
their
trying to
better
persuade
nature?
them. Yeah. If you're just like,
No.
please don't beat me up. Like, come on, I don't have anything worth anything. You could try devious deceit, lie and say you don't have a phone.
You'd say you're infectious and throw up.
You could say devious deceit and say you're
I should've
horribly
just did
infectious.
that to begin with.
You could also say devious corruption. Don't beat me up. I know a much more better off kid over there. You should totally just throw someone else under
That
the
one.
bus.
That one.
You could also roll devious corruption to promise to do them a favor to not beat the shit out of you.
I'm gonna go with devious deceit.
You could also try devious deceit on the guys who are ahead of you, and just point somewhere else and go, "Hey, look, Arkham's," or something like that, and try and
But I have
distract
to
them.
guess it's that's not them. But
Well, you
wait.
succeeded at your roll. You know these guys are beezies.
Oh, okay, right. Sorry, I thought I was just thinking they were.
You could try devious deceit to distract the ones ahead of you. So
All right,
that you
I'm
can
gonna
run
go
around
with
them.
devious deceit and watch out, Arkham's.
They will go insightful deceit.
I guess
They are
not
pretty good at
devious.
that.
I got a pair of sevens.
They got nothing.
Yes.
So you manage to distract them as they quickly start. One of them grabs a bat from underneath a planter, like ready to beat the shit out of somebody. Looking around like, gives. They just sort of run past them. Hey! At which point they begin chasing you again. There are more of them now.
Son of a butt munch. Okay. And this was open endurance, right?
Yep, open endurance or sly cowardice.
No pairs.
A pair of tens.
I'm gonna get beat up.
Yep. One of them tackles you to the ground. They roll you for your wallet, your phone.
My empty wallet. Jerks on them.
Probably an empty wallet, yeah. Kick you around a bit. They seem quite unhappy with you not having any money. Tell you to beat it. They do leave, though.
Get my
So,
shitty ass like pay
you can slide a courage to cruelty as they thoroughly beat the shit out
I
of you.
have no courage to slide.
All right,
Do I
then you
move
slide
that?
and open to slide.
That's not good. Oh wait, I don't want to act here. Boop. I forgot. I brought my thing. Exactly.
Oh yes, you want to stay color coded?
I do want to stay color coded.
Oh damn.
You are left with a bloody nose and very sore ribs and kidneys, limping a little as you make your way to the bus stop in order to get on the city bus. a enormously fat homeless man with a giant beard, which you're pretty sure something is nesting in, immediately sits next to you at the next stop,
It's like great.
sandwiching you against the window.
Miserable.
Yep, it's Tuesday.
He says, it's a nice day today, yeah?
Says nothing.
Absolutely, completely does not acknowledge
It's good weather. Yeah, nice. Good weather. You bleeding.
Says nothing.
Do you want the cloth? He holds out a cloth. It looks somewhat clean. Are you just sitting there with like your nose bleeding down your chin, dripping on the floor?
Yeah, basically.
You can give me what is it?
Be mean to the homeless.
Insightful deceit. Stand by your wicked ways. In the face of his
Offer.
devious nurture, actually. He's not great at that, being that he's a homeless man.
Insightful deceit. Ooh, I've got a lot of insightful deceit.
He's got a pair of sixes.
I have a pair of 9s.
Nice.
Suck it, homeless man.
Did you just say that to him?
No, I sit there looking blankly forward, completely failing to acknowledge him in any way, shape, or form.
He attempts to engage you in conversation a couple more times, but you thoroughly ignore him until you finally say, "Excuse me," in order to get past him.
That's so mean. Cold.
So mean to the nice homeless man.
Yep,
He was trying to help.
yep.
You have arrived at school. There's a police officer standing outside the gate. You recognize him as Officer Garcia. He is the school's resource officer. For those of you who do not know, a resource officer is a licensed and a full-on police officer who is just permanently appointed to work in a specific school.
Yeah, we're familiar with that.
Shockingly, he has taken an interest in you arriving with crusted blood all over your face and a limp. Would you say your character... How does your character usually interact with Officer Garcia? Is your character a troublemaker?
No, he's a stay out of everybody's way, hope they stay out of his way kind of person. That will change as things move forward.
Should we correct? Right, Sebastian, you alright?
Yep,
Night trip.
What happened?
easies,
Did he actually takes out a notepad? Did you get a good look at any of them?
easies.
You know this problem isn't going to get any better unless we can actually lock some of these pricks up, right?
Yeah, good luck with that. You've done
He's
such
going
a
to
good
go
job so far.
Devious nurture. It's going to attack your corruption. Try and make you a better person. Someone who wants to make the world a better place.
Guys, I like these attacks.
I love that you can attack someone socially.
Alright, what am I rolling?
Whole world's a fight.
Depends on how you're trying to defend yourself.
Okay, and they're trying to make me a better person.
Yep.
I am
attacking your corruption.
100% jaded to all this worldly bullshit.
You could go insightful deceit, stand by your wicked ways. You could
Would
go
this be- I think this
insight.
would
You could also
be
try
insightful.
something like insightful corruption.
I was gonna say, I think
If you think
insightful
he's just doing this because he's trying to get a free collar and look better to the department. You could also attack him back socially.
Great job there, bro.
You could go devious nurture yourself and say, "Look, I'm hurt. I don't want to do this right now."
I'm in shock.
You could go devious honesty. I didn't recognize any of them. You could go devious deceit and just make a horseshit story about what they look like to waste his time.
I think his attitude here is basically, I have to get to practice. I'm not going to waste my time. Give you guys some generic, description that's not going to help you actually do anything. You're not going to be able to do anything with the information. I would just like to get to practice. Sorry, goodbye.
That'd be devious honesty.
All right.
Or insightful deceit. Either one.
Probably insightful deceit.
Sure.
'Cause-
Stand by your wicked ways.
Yeah. As I feel like this is
I
a.
stand by
He
my
could give-
apathy.
Yeah, he could give some kind of description. I just mean it's not going to be useful enough for it to be like, I got a pair of 6s.
Pair of 6s, right? He's got a pair of 9s.
Aw,
So he manages to punch through. So you can either slide a corruption to nurture, or you can basically do what he says. You can negate social damage if you just agree to do what they said. So you could be late for practice and give a description of these guys. Or you could take a hit. Worth noting, the only thing you can force someone to do in this game is die.
I'm going to slide a point to nurture because he has been working on this basketball team for a long time. He's not going to be the one who misses practice.
Alrighty. So you brush Officer Garcia off.
Yeah, that's going to hurt
He
my
looks
ability to
annoyed, like he thought he knew you better than that.
You thought wrong.
It was his tragic flaw for thinking he knew anything about you.
Yes, that would be the case.
Nobody understands.
As you make your
I'm
way,
so dramatic.
as you make your way to the basketball field,
Yeah.
because it is a field.
Yes, it is a field.
You can see that the baseball team is there. You recognize one of them as Christina Schultz is the leader of the baseball team. She is currently angrily shouting at someone who is attempting to steal second base again, despite it being an absolutely terrible idea at this point. Shouting about how generally worthless and unhelpful he is and how he's a disgrace to the team, and they're never going to get to nationals at this rate. Several comments regarding the lines of her old school was much better, a much better team.
Yeah,
you
let's
can
totally agree. Yeah. Yeah, your team sucks.
Yep. The problem, however, is they are currently occupying the field.
He will. Sorry, what's the girl's name again?
Christina.
Christina.
Christina Schultz.
Christina, you're on my field again.
It's not your field.
We booked the
It's the
field.
school's field.
We booked the field. You can ask Professor Scott.
So did
or
we.
Mr. Scott, rather.
So did we. We had it booked for this morning.
We're gonna have to take this to the teacher because we have this booked every day this week. We have a game coming up.
If you head over to the posted schedule of who has the place occupied, you see your team has been whited out, and the baseball team has been written in.
Is this her handwriting? It was like
That would be
What do you do?
cunning knowledge
Like
to
this- I guess
recognize
this would
someone's
be-
handwriting.
Well, I'm just saying, is this like a thing that's happened before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the field sometimes gets rebooked.
I'll see if I recognize it. Like it's any like the teachers or something. The odds of this happening are very low. Nope. Christina, whiteout really?
Hey, that wasn't me.
Who did you book the teacher with? Or which
Mr.
teacher
Pollock.
did you book him? Mr. Pollock? Which
Yeah.
one's Mr. Pollock?
You know he is a physics teacher.
Physics teacher. Why would Mr. Pollock be influencing the field schedule? Everyone knows Scott handles the field schedule. I could be talking to my ass right now. I'm just.
You could roll devious deceit. Doesn't matter if you're talking about your ass.
Yeah.
You can just lie. She will roll insightful deceit. She is not very good at that. Gets nothing.
I got a pair of 10s. Get the shit off my field, Christina.
I will point out, Christina is holding a bat. So, and you are already hurt. That might not be the greatest tone to take.
I've had a really bad morning.
You can actually give me patient knowledge.
Patient knowledge.
Yep.
This is gonna be awesome.
See if you know anything about Christina.
Is she gonna hit me with the bat? This is gonna be a good morning.
Physically assaulted twice.
I got a pair of 7s.
Pair of 7s. Yeah, you remember Christina has been expelled from several schools. The last one was something about a meth lab?
No wonder she's buddy-buddy with the chemistry teacher.
That was physics.
Physics.
Oh, physics teacher, right.
Yep.
No, Scott's the chemistry teacher,
Yeah,
right.
chemistry teacher's your friend.
Yeah, Salvador Scott, the chemistry teacher, who keeps his mother informed of his activities. His mother who's booked into France.
Look, how's about this?
Yeah.
You agree to try out for the baseball team, and we'll give you the field for it.
Why do you want me on your baseball team?
Because you don't suck.
Well, that's true.
I would like to get on an actual baseball team at some point in my life. And I'm not going to get it with these clowns. They all look very hurt. Constant abuse.
Well, I couldn't go to any baseball practices that are running at the same time as our basketball practices.
Oh, we can schedule around that.
Well, I can try out. Baseball's not really my sport, but I can try out.
Sure. Is that truth or a lie?
He'll try out. He never said he was going to actually try well.
Sure. All right.
Am I right?
Devious honesty.
Devious honesty?
Yep.
Oh, I should have just lied. That would have been easier.
You can roll devious deceit. Like if you have no intention of actually doing it.
No, he'll show up, so it'll be devious honesty.
She gets a pair of 10s.
Ugh. She knows I'm not gonna try.
Look, I realize you don't like baseball. That's fine. You're wrong, but that's fine. But look, I'm trying to make something out of my life. I haven't had great success in certain previous endeavors, which shall remain nameless. But if I'm going to have any chance of getting to the major leagues, I need to have a team that actually wins nationals for once in its goddamn life. And, you know, some of them can actually play. If I could get them to fucking show up once in a while. You seem to actually be okay at getting your team to show up.
Oh, she's actually...
Only half these fuckers even showed up for
help
practice.
me out, pal.
Yeah, that's actually probably the one argument that would actually work on him. I want my team to actually succeed. That's actually an argument he would actually be motivated with. Okay, no, okay.
She's trying devious nurture
Oh.
to go for your attacking your deceit. She does not get anything though.
Okay. Well,
So you're pretty sure, listening to her, you're pretty sure she doesn't actually care about her team. She just cares about her chances of getting to the majors.
well, no, it's not so much the team is like because he wants his basketball team to do well because it's something he's good at, and he wants his thing to be good. It's less about the team too for him, so he can approve of that. It's a very totally not Slytherin. What's Slytherin behavior? So you know what? He will show up for the practice. I have no idea
Their team
what
will
my...
shuffle their way off the field. Several of them look very relieved to not be on the field anymore. The rest of the team is not here, though. They're probably inside somewhere, so you can go off and try and find them.
I want to play.
Meanwhile, Brendan, you look bored, so let's do you. As you're sitting there with your face pressed against the table,
I'm just listening.
you look like a raver on ecstasy, like rubbing your face against the table.
Nice.
I'm wondering if the teachers like carpool, like if we get Baldrick to drive.
I carpool.
Yeah.
Oh, so you two are carpooling to work?
Yeah. Baldrick's driving, he takes the car back to
Alright.
do what he does.
So, you guys arrive at the Brighter Futures Academy. Probably a little before school starts. Make your way to the administration office to check in.
Why are we so early?
Agnes is in the office. She's the secretary. You know her pretty well. Morning.
Morning.
Morning, Miss Mallory.
Did you get your lanyards?
Lanyard?
Not yet.
The new ID lanyards. All the faculty and students gotta wear them now. Hang on, I got some in the box down here. Rummages around. Bean, it's you. Walker, there you go.
Thanks.
It's basically just a little plastic ID tag. It just has a name. It doesn't even have your picture on it. It's just like a name. It has a magnetic stripe on it, and it has a little red lanyard on it. Now you want to hang on to those things because you can't get into the bathroom without them. Ever since that incident last year.
Alright.
You can see that Agnes is watching a little TV that she has on. The local news is on. Randy Cutter and Joyce Haynes are doing a segment on local politics. There's a supposition about whether or not this is Governor Blant's year to make a run for the Senate. Rumor has it Kirby's mayor, Schlafly Peel, is going to try and bump himself up to state level. So there's some contention there, whether the governor is going to make a run for the Senate and whether the mayor of Kirby is going to take a shot at becoming governor. So what you guys like to do now? School? Checked in at the office? What does the IT professor usually do when he arrives?
Want to hit my office? I got a bottle of whiskey there. Good way
I like these two already.
Good way to start the day.
Alright, so you two make your way to your office.
In my office, it's in a drawer inside a lockbox. I don't trust any of these kids for a moment.
That is appropriate.
Yeah, so
When you make your way to your office, you can see several scratch marks around the drawer, around the lock. Looks like someone had a go at it. Opening it up, it looks like they weren't successful, though.
I should probably set up a webcam in here so I could what is it? It's not blackmail. Well, basically blackmail these kids. Extortion. Thank you. Yes. Extort these kids for something.
Oh, wow.
Do you two eat breakfast before you come, or do you just eat breakfast at school?
I eat before I come.
Yeah, we do not trust Miss George's cooking.
I love how she's Miss Georgia, not Miss Goodman. There's actually a couple of students who are currently loitering around in front of your classroom when you eventually make your way out of your office. You recognize some of them. They are your resident nerd group. They usually play, various games in the library.
Like tabletop game.
Yes, their favorite tabletop RPG, humans playing dwarves, playing humans, playing elves, the meta implosion, or HDHEM for those in the know. They have, because the classroom is locked, normally you open it up somewhat, hang around and play in there, but they're just playing in the middle of the hallway, basically. There are some excited shouts. It sounds like Dakota's dwarf, Spikebeard, just forged mithril dice and critted his human character Marissa's faking sick check, so she could get off work and play her elven character Cinderphage in that night's game. RPGs are really weird in universes where superheroes actually exist. They get very meta.
Wow.
Hey, you guys got to move into the classroom. Here, I'll open it up for you.
Oh, thanks, man.
I don't want you to loiter around in the hallway.
Dakota thanks you. The one girl in the group. They will file their way into a table at the back, shuffling around and
Good old nerds.
Yep. Good old nerds. Always quiet except when they're not.
Yep.
Never quiet. Always shouting about things.
By the way, before I walked out of my office, I made a pot of coffee and just Irish it up. You want one?
Why not?
You want a drink? Sure, whatever it is, Irish it up. Even if it's a whiskey, put some whiskey in it.
Make it a quadruple.
Anyway, when you get to your workstation, give me a cunning knowledge roll. Or cunning espionage, sorry.
Can't do anything. One die.
One die? Nice.
Yeah.
Seems legit. Yeah, you switch the screen on, Peter's all booted up and whatnot.
Alright.
Start typing away.
I guess I'm just gonna check my emails.
After typing a bit, you're looking through your emails, you realize, wait, why was the computer on? Normally you shut it down before you go to leave work.
Yeah.
This one was already on, just the screen had been turned off.
Who is in here? I'll go. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I will check the logs, see who was previously logged in.
The logs are all deleted. Which is actually somewhat impressive. You can give me patient knowledge.
I don't know why I grabbed those ones. I got a set of a pair of 10s and a pair of 1s.
Nice. Not only do you realize that deleting the logs is beyond the capacity of any random high school student, really, to do, you also know it can only be done from the administration office. You can't do it locally in the computer lab. You'd have to actually go to the administration office to actually do something like that. So this is probably not just some high school.
I get up, I lock my door, and I go to the
Do you lock the kids in the computer lab?
Stay safe.
Or do you force them to move again?
Lock them in.
I tell them, keep an eye on this room. Tell me if anything happens. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to use this room anymore.
Alright, give me a devious corruption. Persuade sinfully.
I got 6 die on that. That's my best stat. I have nothing.
They get a pair of 2s to defend. So they're like, yeah, sure.
Nope. Not vigilant.
Here's,
Alright, well, I'm gonna get this done, so I'm just gonna head on over to the administration office.
Alright. Agnes is still there.
Hey, Agnes.
Need some?
Yeah, so I noticed that the logs from my computer were deleted. You know anything about that?
Nah. Probably ask Principal Best about it.
Alright, can I talk to him?
Nah, he's not here yet. Usually comes in around 10. Administration.
Yeah.
He does not show up when school starts. He shows up at 10 and leaves at noon.
Can you leave him a message for me? And
Sure.
give me a call when he gets in.
Yep. She writes him a message about it, scribbles it down, sticks it in a large pile of other messages. You're certain perhaps 1 or 2 of them are ever read. Do you just dust your hands off?
No.
I technically reported it. I don't care if he does something about it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's how I do my job.
Nice.
I just take a leisurely stroll, whip out a flask, Irish up my coffee some more, and it's like, I hate this school.
Getting wasted. So
No.
Second worst job I've ever had.
No. Getting a nice morning drunk going. It'll merge into a lunch drunk. Like,
Are you trying to approach Palmer Peak?
maybe.
You know what? Slide a cruelty to courage for being massively drunk. Okay. You're feeling ballsy today. Alright. They call it liquid courage for a reason.
nice.
Meanwhile, what's Edmund Bean up to?
You got your Irish coffee. Yeah.
Got your lanyard?
I'm trying to figure out an impossible algebra problem that's going to quiz the kids on. Like, one equation is equal to another equation, and there's no possible way that those equations can ever equal each other. The first student that tells me so will get a +1 on their mark.
Nice. First student have the balls to point out that question's impossible.
Yeah.
It's always the worst student, too, because he's just like, that question's impossible. He's correct, but he's also just stupid. If it was a normal question, he would also claim it was possible.
Yeah.
You're getting started early on that stupidest kid getting a higher grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, give me patient knowledge to come up with a suitably
Alrighty.
bullshit question.
So that'll be 4.
4 dice. I love how shitty a teaching your character is. Got a pair of ones.
I get a pair of 1s.
I love that it's the barest possible minimum of success. A pair of 1. You really put your all into that one. You write up a question, you're like, fuck it, it'll do. Do you spend the rest of the morning trying to get around the porn filter on your computer, or what?
I'm writing up a thing. I don't know, it's been a while since I did math, so I don't know what subjects there. I guess we're just working on algebra right now.
Sure. Alright. Well, Madison.
Yay!
You wake up when a pillow is thrown at you.
Sounds legit.
It's like standard warning.
It is Hannah, one of the girls in your group home, who has woken you up. Yep, same Hannah.
What?
It is a character that Ambrose's character hates.
Okay. Yay!
She lives in the same group home with you.
Yay!
She has said that you're going to be late for the bus.
I don't take the bus.
It's up to you.
I want to say I get a ride to school, but it's actually on a bicycle, and then someone else rides.
Riding on somebody's handlebars.
Yeah.
All right.
On the back.
Who's your friend who you bicycle to school?
Well, it's going to be Granola's bike, but it's going to be one of her friends.
You steal it every morning.
Yeah. It's going to be one of her
Sometimes
friends.
you return it.
Sometimes this gets stolen. You have to steal her and your bike.
I won't tell them if you keep riding me to school.
Do you ride the bike with one of the kids from group home, or is it just one of the kids who lives nearby?
Oh no, I thought it was a criminal, and the deal was that
Yeah.
the criminal steals the bike, and I won't tell anyone if you give me a ride to school.
Yeah.
You walk out and you spot him like stealing the bike. He's like, give me a lift to school on the handlebars, and I say nothing.
Yep.
Deal. So
Sometimes it's a motorbike.
you roll up to the school with a known gangster on a stolen bicycle. Officer Garcia is there.
Yeah. Yep.
What do? He's angrily making his way over to you. He appears to have recognized your driver.
It's like,
You might want to leave.
The kid you're on the handlebars of abruptly bucks the bike
Yeah.
to try and knock you off of it,
yeah, I like fall.
and begins pedaling away as Officer Garcia chases after him.
Yeah. I feel like I actually put my school clothes in a bag so I don't get them dirty on the way.
Oh yeah, do you have any objection to there being a uniform?
No,
School uniforms.
but I have to keep it clean in comparison to.
I imagine
I
that
have a sneaking suspicion your character probably leaves your school uniform at school
Yeah.
so that it doesn't get stolen.
Yeah.
So that none of the other kids in your group will steal it and sell it for drug money.
That's legit.
Anyway, when you start making your way into school with a number of other various students and whatnot, you can see Phil, the janitor. He's usually a nice enough guy. He helps you up off the ground.
Morning.
Ah, morning, kid. Taking a tumble early, eh?
Yep,
Don't worry about it.
I won't.
Come on, I'll help you inside. They got the new lanyards in.
Oh,
New student IDs and whatnot.
see.
Here, he takes you over. There's sort of a line of random assortments of kids. He heads up to the front of it and rifles around in the box and gets your lanyard for you so you don't have to wait in line.
Thanks, mister.
So gives it to you. Don't think anything of it. Well, have a good day.
Yep, you too.
Trundles off to go, cut
Good
chewing
start.
gum out of the carpet.
Good start.
As is his day.
Yep.
Amber, your team is practicing out in the fields. The practice is winding down, as you can see a bunch of kids lining up at a table outside with a bunch of boxes on it. Looks like they're handing out ID badges or something.
I guess I should wander over there. Actually, no. We are going to be running this practice till the minute the practice was scheduled to end, and not 1 minute earlier. If you're late for class, that's not my problem.
Alright, you can give me devious corruption. They will defend with insightful honesty. They don't want to get in trouble.
I got a pair of 7s.
They only got a pair of 5s. So you managed to convince most of your team to continue practicing right up to the wire. At which point the bell rings.
Head inside.
There's a line.
Is there a smaller line at the table yet, or is the lane
Smaller. There's still a line though.
Now we're spending less time waiting in line. See, it worked out all for the best.
You can see waiting in line. They're handing out a bunch of these little plastic ID badges and little sleeves, little blue lanyards. Wait in line for a while. Your team gets theirs. Eventually, you get in front. You get handed yours. Yours has a red lanyard on it.
A red lanyard.
Yours
And
was
most other people's are not red.
It's Agnes, the secretary, is there. She's handing it out. She goes, "Yeah, the red ones are supposed to be for faculty, but we ran out of the blue ones."
Just shrugs. Is there like a bin that's like are there any of the other faculty ones that haven't been claimed? Yeah, like any other actual faculty badges, or have all the faculty badges, like all the teachers show up?
You don't see any in the box here.
Okay.
I didn't get it.
I'm aware.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Georgia, you kind of have to go to the bathroom.
Alright.
Make your way over to the bathroom. You try to open the door, but it won't open. There's a card reader next to it. Give me patient knowledge.
Trip trees.
The priest, yeah. You remember there was a memo that went around, something about needing key cards to get into the bathroom and other rooms now?
It's like going to Gordon's work all over again. Alright, go out over, get my lanyard.
Heading through the hallway, you can see Vice Principal Garst is currently speed walking down the hallway. She has her badge on already. She is holding several in her hands and randomly accosting kids who are scampering by, demanding to know why they don't have theirs on yet. Several of them are making up various transparent lies about not knowing about it or having lost it somewhere. At which point she's flash giving out detentions by the fistful. Regardless of how honest the kid seems about having not heard about this. Shows you. Oh, where's your ID?
Honestly, I just forgot the memos. Just go and get it right now.
We'll go to the office. Hurry up.
Yeah.
Class is starting soon.
Yeah. On my way.
Her walkie-talkie squeaks. Something about a fight taking place on out by the basketball field.
What did you do?
Oh, you left.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I'm there anymore.
No, you left. You're not sure what that's about.
Oh. Oh, what's the police guy's name again?
Officer Garcia.
Oh. Oh. Let's hope Garcia gets there in time.
You can head to the office. There's a row of a bunch of these ID badges have just been left on the table.
Does the computer lab or the math room have a window to the basketball field or the bay?
It does now.
Yay!
It's like the architecture in my mind suddenly worked.
There are a bunch of jocks out on the field. You recognize them as members of the football team. They are currently scuffling with a kid wearing like a cravat-looking thing. Like he's got like a suit coat on. He's currently scuffling with them. Along with another kid who you don't recognize.
So wait, like he has like a neckerchief?
Yeah, sort of. It's like a tie, basically.
Okay.
He's much more formally dressed than most students.
Go get the freak. Go get the freak.
Just shout that out the window after that.
Right, we're not.
If you open the window to listen, from what you can make out of the conversation, it seems that these three jocks, Rad, Tad, and Chad are their names. They appear to be accusing one of the students of being gay. The kid in the cravat appears to have come to this kid's defense and is saying such things as, yeah, I'd probably call everybody gay too if it was the only word I could spell. The kid who they're making fun of does not actually seem to appreciate this kid coming to his defense. The kid doing the insulting. Some of his insults are pretty good, but you're pretty sure he's about to get punched in the face. You think I'm queer? You should hear the stuff your dad asked me to do.
Can I say the computer lab is next to his?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right.
That's probably the only reason you're friends.
Yeah. I was gonna say that.
It basically goes like math, Latin room, computer lab, library.
So I was gonna open the window and see it as well, or hear it. It's like,
Either of you can give me patient knowledge to know who the student is.
Patient knowledge.
I'm eating breakfast.
Nope. No idea.
pair of 5s and pair of 7s.
Nice. You recognize the kid in the cravat. His name's Reagan Kilpatrick. He's from a reasonably well-off family. You are aware that he is homosexual, openly. He sometimes gets flack for this, although not actually that often. They appear to be moving into a scuffle at this point.
Hey, break it up!
One window.
Seriously, we're in year 2015 and you're...
Give me devious nurture. Persuade with decency. Devious nurture is teacher voice.
No, I was gonna say break it up, or I'll come out there and break you up.
Alright, you can give me either devious deceit or devious honesty, depending on how truthful you are about the threat of beating the shit out of children. They were
That
rolling
kid probably has a
insightful.
crush on you.
This shall be deceit.
They got a pair of 2s. So they appear to not hear you. They begin wailing on the other 2 kids.
Can I use devious nurture?
Try it.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
It's too early in the morning for this. Blood.
I got a pair of 4s.
Alright, that beats their 2s. So they skedaddle when they notice you.
Yeah.
Scarper off. The other 2 kids wander back to the hallway. The kid who is being insulted shoves Reagan away from him. Apparently is not actually interested in talking to him.
The known, homosexual. Silly.
Anyway, you have made your way to the office. You have found your name badge as a shiny red lanyard. You can see several of the other faculty's name badges have blue lanyards.
Hey, why's mine red?
There's no one in the office. I don't know.
Almost like a plot device. Who knows?
I can go places.
You can use the bathroom.
Faculty bathroom.
Okay, when we go into the bathroom, is he gonna like open up a portal to a hell dimension? Is that what's about to happen?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the
Maybe.
bathroom now.
I'm
It
sorry.
is a bathroom.
Has anyone ever seen the show, the Class of the Titans?
Yep.
They all had these necklaces, and
Yep.
when they put it in the janitor's closet, it,
Yep.
yeah, open.
They go to Olympus.
Yeah, that was the best.
You successfully use the bathroom. That does not require a roll.
Thank goodness.
Unless you're drunk. You might have to roll.
You miss.
To be fair, I'm pretty consistently drunk.
You make your way back to the cafeteria. The TVs in the cafeteria, there are a couple of TVs on the wall. Typically, they show the news. Today is no different. The local news is doing a human interest piece on Marco's entrepreneurial jamboree. It appears that Marco Grigori, formerly known as Toxic Asset, a supervillain of the group known as Triskaideka, a group of 13 supervillains, is apparently, he turned himself in, voluntarily incarcerating himself, and he appears to be using his time in prison to reform. He started a charity, Marco's Entrepreneurial Jamboree. They're currently having a pancake breakfast. It appears he's donated his entire ill-gotten fortune towards establishing this summer camp and scholarship for financially minded young people. Admittance is free for the top 100 applicants in an essay contest titled Why I Love Ayn Rand.
He's shooting for.
You could give me patient knowledge to know much about Triskaideka.
Alright. Let's see. Big nothing.
You're pretty sure they're a supervillain team. You think there's 13 of them. You're pretty sure one of them was called Toxic Acid. He was like the team's financial manager. You remember that much.
Oh my god, I just got the pun.
Yes. All their names are shitty puns.
You know, it's just recently today
Well, actually pretty solid puns.
that I realized that No Soul Left Behind is also a pun.
Yes. What you do sort of know about Triskaideka is what pretty much everyone knows. They're the scourge of the area around here, the Florida and various states nearby area. I do not know American geography very well. I think Georgia is nearby. I don't remember if it's actually adjacent. Texas is like the opposite side of the country.
Is it?
Yeah.
Texas
One
is like
next to it.
in the middle.
Alabama.
Texas is the other South Pole of America. It's the one right on the Mexican border. Florida is America's wang. It's further off.
Cuba.
Yes, it is near Cuba. You do know that Triskaideka generally stages one ridiculously elaborate criminal heist every year. It's been a year since the last one. So everyone's sort of fear-mongering about when it's going to happen. Several other students are here eating breakfast. One out of the corner of your eye, you spot the young girl who was in here before. She's at the counter. She points at something behind the lady working the counter. When she turns around, she starts stuffing things into her school bag. She's stealing food. You can give me another patient knowledge roll. See if that jogs the old memory loose.
Nice deal.
Pair of twos.
Pair of twos? Yeah, you kind of remember this. You recognize her now. That's Tila Rodriguez.
Oh.
You remember that she's definitely on the poor end of the student spectrum. So she's one of the poor kids at school. You know she came to school on a school voucher. What do you do?
Making a bad day for us.
I'm going to give her a sandwich.
Oh, thank you.
Like,
I need to get to class.
Did you remember your lanyard?
Yep, she holds it up. She's holding up the lanyard.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Take care now.
She actually does not head toward class. She heads out the door to outside. If you head over and take a look out the window, you can see there are a couple of very young kids outside, other Latina kids. She hands the sandwich you gave her and several bags of chips and stuff she's stolen, hands them off to them, and then they run off. You recognize those as her brothers and sister.
Alright then.
So apparently she's nicking food for her family.
I see no harm in that.
Alrighty. You can, if you wish, slide a greed to generosity. Alright. The bell rings. Everyone is filing, making their way towards classes. Shiny, pretty lanyards hanging around your neck. No doubt, signs of doom to come.
yay!
Alright.
Is the guy who's handing them out Patton Oswalt?
No, but only because I can't do the voice.
Yeah.
If I could do the voice, it would be.
Yeah. Baz is decidedly not a fan of these lanyards because they are extremely tacky looking. Like they're too like tacky and low class. He's like,
I immediately
no, why?
put stickers on it.
I think he put them on, like clip this somewhere.
And a sticker.
Like my work
Sticker
lanyard.
of your favorite member of Triskaideka.
One that rides a horse.
What are your first classes of the day?
I would like, I don't know what my first class is, but I would like my last class before lunch or before the end of the day to be physics. Because I have...
Let's just say that you're not going to be doing school all day.
Okay. Then I would like my first
like
class
math
to be
essentials?
physics.
Sure. Your teacher, Mr.
I have
Pollock.
plans for the teacher's lanyard.
Mr. Pollock is there.
Yeah.
He is attempting to explain the 6 different conflicting theories about the Bernoulli effect. All of the students are sort of vacantly staring at him. You can give me insightful corruption.
Sure. Pair of nines.
Pair of nines, eh? The teacher, Mr. Pollock, is teaching. You realize that since last year, he got hired last year, about midway through the year. He was really energetic and enthusiastic for all of last year. It looks like the hope's starting to die in him.
Yeah.
And he's starting to just not care anymore. Like, he's being faced with apathetic students day in and day out every day, that he just cannot get them to give a shit about physics. and it's just, you can tell this is just wearing on him.
Yeah, Basket's a little glimmer of pleasure at this.
So you're in the cafeteria
Yes.
as school
What
starts.
classes do we have together?
What are you doing?
Classes do you want to have together?
I don't know. What classes do we want to have together?
Up to you.
Many classes do you want?
I'm probably in like math essentials.
Okay. So you're in his math class then.
Yay!
Math essentials.
I will-
Essential point number 1. Cheating and why it's okay.
I would not be in his class because what are computers?
It would be your only access to computers, though.
That's true, so maybe I would.
It might be your favorite class.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'll take that class.
I can use
Bye.
Facebook.
Baz would be in that one as well.
Okay.
I haven't settled on a nickname for Sebastian yet, so I'm like trying out a bunch of different ones to see which one I like
No,
best.
if my character knows your character, she's gonna try out nicknames too.
First thing,
That's fair.
the calculator. When I was a kid, the teacher would not let me use a calculator because there's no way you would have a calculator with you at all the time. Well, now we have a cell phone that has a calculator on it, which you carry with you all the time. So, screw what my old teachers taught
So
me.
screw you, Mr. Blackburn. You don't know shit. I was right and you were wrong. I'm going to sing the I was right song. The rest of class is singing.
Yeah.
Oh, and the impossible pop quiz.
Yeah. So, Professor Bean is sending you a fiendishly dickish quiz.
Yeah.
Most of the questions are super easy, but this one is just a bastard.
Nice. You have to roll for it?
Yeah, actually, give me cunning knowledge.
Okay.
Or patient knowledge, either one.
They're both the same.
Sure.
Okay, I'll work at it for a while. I got 3 zeros, so 3 10s.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that question doesn't have a correct answer. You think maybe it's a typo?
It's like,
That scruffy looking kid is raising their hands.
Yes, this
Waltz.
waltz.
You can call me Patty.
I love that you didn't even ask for a roll. You're just like, no, I don't know. I don't remember my students' names. Screw that.
Nice. One of the questions doesn't, I think it's a typo. Doesn't really solve.
Oh, yes, what's Miss Waltz's grade?
Let's do it. Toward the bottom. It's not the worst, but it's not great.
Okay. Like,
It's like Dakota, Melvin, Avon. It's just like a bunch of names. Chad Rad. It's like a bunch of names. Madison, Chad Rad, Tad.
Yes! Not less.
so waltz is above those 3.
Yes. Slightly.
Are they organized alphabetically?
Well, bonus point to Mrs. Waltz for pointing out that question 79C is in fact impossible.
Question 79. Oh, Jesus Christ, you monster. On a pop quiz, 79 questions at least? You son of a bitch.
It started off easy enough.
It's not even multiple choice either.
So can I move a point from courage to
Masochist,
cruel?
are you?
So
I'll allow that.
from courage to cruelty?
See, I'd say he has to mark those later in Damascus, but I know he's not marking. He's just giving random grades.
Yep.
It's like the teacher who does essay questions by just seeing how long the writing is.
No, he actually has me running like an algorithm on the computer to randomize all the grades, but for it to work out perfectly to a bell.
Or get to about. I study so much and I only get a C. I don't know what it is. I was so sure I got those right.
Damn.
It's when you hand the test back, it's just the questions are actually different on the test you hand back. They're like, I don't remember answering this. I don't. I write a lot of tests in that class, though.
Those pop... Too many pop quizzes that are murder. Can't tell.
I'm kind of curious what Linda's classes are.
Home ec.
Oh, she might help with home economics.
Yeah, like home ec.
Miss Miggins.
It's, what is it? There was a note I saw in here about home ec. Like, it has a different name now, I found out.
Nice.
All I really know is that she'd most likely be in advanced
Family and
classes.
Consumer Science, it's called now.
Really?
Yep. Formerly home economics.
Okay.
I'd be in that too.
It's your only access to cooking utensils.
Yeah. I
You're
get
just like
free muffins.
stealing knives and spatulas and spoons.
I get free get free food. I mean,
It's not even silverware, it's plasticware.
It's also still better than the cafeteria's food.
yeah.
The vending machines see a lot of use. They're like empty at the end of every day.
That's how the school makes all its money.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that people just keep breaking them open.
One of them does, just like it's broken open. Looks like a baseball bat. Anyway, so you're in math class, you're in science, in physics, you are working in the cafeteria. What are you up to in your lab?
I purposely modify the schedules so that I don't get morning classes.
Just edit them.
Yeah. So,
So you're probably lazing around in the library or something.
well, I'm in the classroom and I see the kids and I'm like, shouldn't you guys be in class? And apparently they have free blocks because they're the nerds.
You actually see, yeah, there are a bunch of kids sitting around in the classroom. Several of them are wearing hats, though. And you realize they're not wearing uniforms. So as you look at them, you realize you don't recognize them.
Who the hell are you?
They're sort of like, they're all sort of shuffled over at the desk, scribbling away at things, various things. All of them look up. They are all identical. At which point, several of them pull baseball bats out from under the counter and rush you.
That's for being alone.
What would I keep at my desk?
You can give me cunning knowledge to try and recognize that.
You have a bottle of whiskey.
I was gonna say, can I? Alright, I'll give it the cunning knowledge test first.
That's
I'm
You
gonna
don't want to waste a good bottle of whiskey.
No, I got a meter stick. Nothing.
Nothing. All right. Yeah. A group of crazy identical girls are running at you with baseball bats. What do you do?
Oh no, are these
could
Japanese
run.
twins?
Yeah.
I can't.
Well, there are 10 of them,
How
so probably not.
how old do they look?
They look
High
about
school?
high school age. Yeah. Several of them are putting on ski masks.
I'm already in trouble for beating kids.
Like, I should point out, it's obvious to do this is not natural. They are identical to one another.
You're fighting
Powers,
multiple
yeah.
men if it was a teenage girl.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Okay. I'm stepping out. I was like, nope, done.
All right. You can give me a sly cowardice to try and avoid them.
You should go out the window, go scoot along the ledge, and then go to your next door class.
It's like, well, I'm just gonna get out of here.
I'm just gonna be moving along.
Pair 8.
Yes. Curious, what is her actual stat for this? Pair of 9s. God. 3 of them grab you and drag you out into the hallway and chuck you into the hallway. And then begin running down the hallway. Smashing things up with baseball bats. They appear to be covering the exits. You can give me another cunning knowledge check at this point.
School shooting, school batting.
Nothing.
Nothing. Alright, awesome. 2 of them are dragging you. You can see several of the other ones have grabbed random students out of classrooms and then loitering around in the hallways and are starting to drag them down towards what you realize they're dragging them towards the gymnasium.
What kind of lanyards do they have?
They're not wearing any. They're not wearing uniforms.
I think we're talking about
No, I
the
mean
Clearly
the
not
students that are dragging.
Oh, blue.
Not us. Not us.
Alright.
We hear commotion.
In your class, a gentleman materializes in the corner of the room as though he had always been there. He is wearing a full-face metal helmet covered in blinking LED lights. It resembles a robot, but is clearly not. It is clearly a shitty plastic mask with metal bits. He is also wearing, you recognize it's probably supposed to be football armor, but he's painted it sort of silver to look like metal robot armor. And he's wearing big, heavy gloves. You can give me cunning knowledge to know who the hell that is.
Oh, you must be Sebastian's father.
As he appears, several students' desks and chairs begin moving like bucking bronco horses and begin galloping out of the room. Children begin screaming in terror. Your desk is just animated and is now running along the floor like a horse.
Can I jump on it?
You're sitting in it. It's running with you. You could try and jump off of it.
Are we literally just gonna get these guys as terrorists?
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Give me cunning knowledge, both of you. Try and recognize who that is.
Cunning. Okay.
You hear a fire alarm go off.
I got nothing.
Me neither.
Nothing? Nice. Well, actually, you're the one who likes superheroes.
Yeah.
You recognize this guy. This is Roborg Psyman Manbot of Triskaideka. The alleged
Is he the
robot
one
member
whose
of the
sticker
team.
is on your lanyard?
So I'm just like, gasp.
One of his arms turns into a Gatling gun. And he says, "Alright, everybody relax.
Sign my lanyard.
Make your way calmly toward the gymnasium. This is a robbery."
Sign my lanyard.
He does so. Then tells you to get to the gymnasium.
Oh yes, steal from a school. This must be the hall of a long
No one
time.
wants to.
The Hall of an Era. That sounds like an attack to me. Sounds like devious honesty.
Alright, so yeah, that's
He's gonna give some devious corruption. Tell you to get your ass to the gym, or he's gonna shoot your ass full of bullets.
Wow, this is
Persuasive
wow.
argument.
That's 3 zeros.
He has 5 tens.
Oh my god.
His weapon advantage.
Hades. Oh, that's.
You are having a Gatling gun pointed at you.
Oh.
You can straight obliterate. What is it now? He's attacking your features. You can straight obliterate a point of insightful.
Oh, that's.
Straight erase a point of insightful.
What?
Actually, no, you have 3 tens, so you can eat some. So you just slide the nurture to corruption.
Okay.
I
I was
apologize.
gonna say just.
You rolled gobble dice
Yeah.
to defend someone against that. But yeah, he's pointing a Gatling gun arm, which is currently pouring fire off of it directly at your face, right about there. What would you like to do?
Put my hands up.
You go to
Okay. He starts corralling kids off toward the gymnasium. Meanwhile,
Look, I was in no intention of, not doing what he said. I'm just being snarky while I'm doing it.
I'm just being an ass in the face of Gatling gun.
Yep.
Meanwhile, you were hanging out in the cafeteria. There are a couple of students in here. Ones who have study hall or who do some work in the kitchen. There's a girl sitting at one of the tables that you don't recognize. From the back, she looks like a senior.
Should be able to see her lanyard. She's wearing uniform.
Wearing one.
Wearing uniform?
No uniform, no lane.
Huh. Excuse me,
Hear
miss,
the
are you
fire
hungry?
alarm go off.
Oh,
As the fire alarm goes off, the young woman morphs into a gigantic crocodile, so large that it snaps the lunch table she was sitting at in half. It hisses. Several of the children scream, begin running around in panic. The crocodile demands that they go to the gymnasium or it will eat them. You can give me cunning knowledge.
no.
Nope. Alright. There's a giant crocodile threatening to eat you and students if you don't go to the gym.
Right. Miss Goodman is going to crack her knuckles. And she's going to go over to the kitchen where there is a pot of boiling water.
Sure.
And is going to splash in the crocodile's face.
Sure. That'll
Why
go
don't
great.
you tempt it with bad meat? Or something.
So we've lost our lunch lady.
Maybe.
Okay.
That would be sly cruelty, I'd call that.
She
I appreciate that it's a lunch lady that takes no shit, though. I do appreciate the character.
I feel like you have to.
Jesus Christ, got a lot of dice for
Roll
that.
sly
Yeah, that's
cowardice.
thanks to me.
Dodge that. Get a pair of 2s.
2 6s.
2 6s. Alright. First thing that happens, that gets erased. The second thing that happens, that gets reduced by 3, so you have 1 3.
I don't get the reduce though. Why did that happen?
That is armor.
Okay.
This particular
But
lady.
he's.
Oh, I also have
alligator.
2 4s.
Yep. You have 1 4. This is the power armor and the power carapace working against you.
Ah.
You just tried to throw boiling water at a horribly demonically infused hell giant. She, in turn, is going to grab you. Her giantness.
Is that what you refer to her as?
And she is going to drag you toward the gymnasium. She'll add dice. From her giantness. She's got a pair of 9s to drag you off. You can try and squirm out of your way if you want.
What would I roll for that?
That would be sly countess. Everybody goes to the gym and nobody gets eaten.
Nothing. All right.
Looks like somebody is getting grabbed. You are being held in alligator jaws. A giant gator just walking on two legs out the door, chasing several other children down toward the fourth gym.
Yay!
So, you there.
Yeah.
Oh, what's fun.
Pick one, anyone.
You're hanging around in science class when the wall blows a hole through it and a gentleman strides in. His head is a pair of scissors. There is lightning arcing between his hands. You can give me cunning knowledge as the screams begin around you. As the wall explodes, Officer Garcia was actually standing over in the corner, just running through some paperwork. The wall exploded, casting him sideways into a bookshelf, where he's now lying on the ground in agony. All of you, up to the gymnasium, and no one gets electrocuted.
Wait, who is this guy?
You don't know. You're not there. It's a guy with a pair of scissors for a head.
Oh, okay.
And lightning.
Yep.
I'm gonna get all their
Baz will stand up, brush a little bit of dust off his pants, and exit with the crowd. I have a question though. Any chance that the teacher, unused to having this weird thing around his neck, has taken it off and put it on his desk? Or anything of that nature? No? Okay.
Why do you ask that?
I want to steal his lanyard because he booked over my team spot.
He's actually not wearing a lanyard.
Okay.
He probably threw it in his desk or something.
Yeah. In or on?
Probably in.
Dang it.
He works in a charter school in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah.
He doesn't leave things on his desk.
Yeah, that's a shame. I'll work
Things
on that
sometimes
later.
get left on his desk,
I'll work.
which usually then require a call to the janitor.
Baz will make himself as inconspicuous as possible, just move with the crowd.
As you are all being corralled and dragged into the gymnasium, it appears that the entire faculty and student staff are being corralled together into the giant gymnasium room. You can see the various members of Triskaideka, as you recognize some of them. You recognize Terror Track there in his tracksuit with giant ear horns. Crocodile Rock, you actually recognize, is the giant crocodile lady. You certainly recognize, of course, Roborg Psyman Manbot. There is a lady with crystalline blue skin and feathery, shining Farrah Fawcett hair. You recognize as Sucky Babe. I can give you all the names if you want. They're all pretty great. You recognize the guy with scissors for a head as the Headless Headsman. As you are shoved together into the gymnasium, one of the little clone ladies puts her hand on the ground and sticks something on the ground, at which point an enormous cage of golden light appears and surrounds all of you. Several people are crying, screaming, demanding to know what's going on. A couple of people are scuffling, trying to shake the cage, at which point they go, "Ow!"
And I sigh in exhaustion, find my friend, and pull out my flask. You want some?
One of the students is going to try to take
I was actually going to say
He fails. He tries to go,
Swan it away.
I just feel like standing on the other side of him, so after he finishes swing, like hold out a hand, see if I can trick him. Just feel like, next in line.
It just passes along to him.
The glowing cell of golden energy. Many students appear to be suffering from cuts and abrasions from having been dragged around, kicked around, or thrown through various doorways. There are people sobbing. Chaos generally reigns. Abruptly, an enormous clap of thunder strikes. Things go silent as the Headless Headsman throws a giant bolt of lightning into the roof to shut everybody up. At which point, he takes out a collection of folded pages, like he's got a prepared speech.
Nice. He needs reading
The
glasses.
guy with scissors for a head clears his throat. You know.
When he
certainly
speaks, does the
Triskaideka.
scissors go like this?
Yes, they go
As he talks.
as he talks. Kind of like mandibles. I think there's a picture of him.
Oh my
I want to
god.
find it. No, he looks like this.
Oh my god.
Ah.
I was expecting him to be like straight up, but no, that's so
They
cute.
just like pivot and float there.
Yeah, they just sit there. Today, you find yourselves in a cage of gold as close as your Ever get to the wealth of the world, society has abandoned you and shunned you and stuff, just like it foolishly neglected the brave members of Triskaideka. But, unlike your betters, you foolish children and so-called sophists sucking at... Really? We went there? Sophists sucking at the teat of tenure turn to the same corrupt system that failed you. No more, we say, no more. Yada yada yada. We will no longer allow your weakness. We shall remove the blinders from you, sheep, and force you to ascend by your own bootstraps or hang from them? Jesus, that's a bad metaphor, guys. Who wrote this shit? Alright. Going. Anyway, we won't enable your addiction to mediocrity and so on and so forth. Today we will remove the buses you foolishly thought would let you ride above the tide of Darwinism in the streets. Only the strong will survive and prosper now, as was ever the case. Blah, blah, blah. Vengeance. We invite the few of you worthy of power to join us in our new world order. More Randian crap. Fear and cower up. Look, you guys get the point, right? Sure you do. Okay, can we get this over with now? You've heard Triskaideka give speeches before? When they robbed the Federal Reserve last year, they gave a 2-hour monologue. This guy's heart really does not seem in it.
Yeah.
Does Toxic Asset normally do the speeches?
Not really. No. Usually all of them take turns speaking. As public speaking goes, this certainly leaves a lot to be desired. However, having bloody scissors for a head commands some attention. With his public service announcement finished, the headless headsman makes his way over to the wall and cuts a hole in it with his scissor head.
Okay.
At which point the supervillains file out. You remain trapped in a cage, but you can see the group calmly cross the street and head to the bus garage, where the school buses are kept. You guys are all sort of packed together among cramped hostages. You can talk to each other if you want about what's going on.
See how Glenda's doing it and solar if necessary.
She's crying.
They really don't pay us.
She has a cut on her head.
The scissors? Did the scissors do this to you?
She says one of the mean ladies with a bat hit her.
Guess it better.
All of this. She's going to try and roll sly cowardice to avoid her escape. I will give her a +3 weapon advantage. Weapon advantage for being with literally every member of the student body. No! Must avoid.
What is this?
Trip 7s.
Insightful nurture?
Probably devious nurture. Or probably sly courage would also work. Whatever you think makes sense. Cunning espionage. Ambush somebody.
I got tripped in double eights.
She's got 3 7s. The height's not high enough to defend. She is tragically kissed. On the head. No! Students around her mock her with laughter, despite the fact they are currently trapped in a cage of gold, and several of them are injured.
Get kissed by your mom.
And around this point, all of you notice the bus garage across the street explode. It is an enormous flash of light blinding all of you, at which point the hole in the gymnasium looks like a second sun. Scattered bits of concrete and gore begin splattering against the cage. You can see a leg skip off of it.
Apparently Otto is still there.
That apparently went well for them.
Several bits here and there. The body, the top half of one of the supervillains actually lands skidding along the floor. He's got a big double A on his chest. It says, sanctimonious scoundrel. Coughs up blood and dies. You recognize that as the alliterative Avenger.
I want to make a note here. I'm covering Glenda's eyes so she doesn't see this.
Okay. Yeah, there's now, as the light starts to clear, there's a raging inferno across the street, which is quickly replaced by an ashen crater. The golden energy making up the bars dissipates, flickers, and dies as though someone unplugged the cord.
I'm pointing out the dead bodies, say, hey kids, get in.
Oh, there's several dead bodies. It's like a rain of spandex body parts.
Yeah, I'm telling the kids to get a head start on your medical.
Get a head start in anatomy class. No one hears you over the sounds of fire sirens blaring in the distance and a panic screams. as people begin running for the door. None of you, however, all of you, however, are a little distracted as you suddenly feel very ill. Almost infected, even. There's something very hot burning against your skin as you realize that lanyard you're wearing, the plastic on them is melting, revealing some sort of weird metallic amulet that was apparently stuck inside it, which begins burning into your skin. It hurts like hell, but the plastic sleeve catches fire. Eventually, though, your clothes sort of burn away from it. The plastic little amulet thing inside sinks into your skin, leaving a weird burnt sigil on your chest. Apart from that, however, you all now hear a voice in your head.
So when the thing started burning, Baz was like quickly trying to get his tie out of the way.
This is God. Yeah, it's like melted plastic burning into your skin. Yeah. All of you
Can't replace this.
can hear a voice in your head speaking to you at this point. All of the demons immediately start invoked. So, feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Now, this is kind of a new experience. All of you guys, demons, were previously in the members of Triskaideka. You're all in different people now. So, apparently those guys died somehow.
Damn it.
You're in new humans. So, what do you say to your new human?
Does it matter who we came out of?
You know who you came out of.
Okay. Yeah.
You might exchange that information to your human in exchange for something.
Okay.
Damn those slithering idiots.
Oh. This
Okay, you.
This
This is God.
Is this me talking to
It's
myself?
as though it's almost as though time has slowed. Cinderous ashes falling are sort of moving in slow motion as you're having a mental conversation.
Like, is this me thinking to myself, or...
No, it's me thinking, or talking, or communicating. I don't know how you want to think it. I'm Lily. Or
Hi.
Lily's sister, but that seems a little stuffy.
Nice name. My name's Madison.
Hey, Madison.
So,
Hey, Maddie.
Yes.
who are you?
Awesome. I love the name Maddie. It's so cute.
I'm apparently crazy.
That's what granola told me.
Let me ask you what you do.
So your Lord thy God
I
is
am a
spoken
math
in that teacher.
Yeah, she's currently going.
Okay. I can work with that.
Are you a bear?
How many students do you
Feel
have
like
raising you right
She
now?
refers to herself as Mama Bear.
Raising me?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, like,
that's weird.
obviously
Okay.
you're better than the
I'm cool with
rest,
that.
so
So
you should be worshipped like a god.
This is so. What do you do,
Well,
Maddie?
yes, I should be, but I'm not to actually respect my intelligence
I see.
somewhat scarce.
Sort of.
let's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
say
Frank, have I died?
I got some
No,
things
no,
that
you're
you
alive.
I can make
The
you
other
do some
guy
things
died.
that'll persuade them to that. And
No, not that guy.
Well, as much as I'd love to
Well, he
hear
died too.
myself speak,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to take much advantage from the crazy
No,
voice in my
okay.
head. In fact, probably go to the psychiatric.
It was a little inconvenient, but whatever.
here,
I love high
let me
school.
just,
I've been to high school so many times. Teenagers just.
Let me show you a little bit of it.
teenagers.
I will say, at this point, the rubble is piling up around the hole in the wall. Students are panically making their way toward the doors. At which point, you notice a certain sudden reversal in the direction of the students, now running away from the door, as the door is blown open, as a staggering, smoking gentleman, now looking much the worse for wear, in a flaming cloak, still with Scissorhead,
Yeah, okay.
Mick shoves his way into the crowd, throwing students left, right, and center. Who was it? Which one of you killed my friends?
Not me.
Screaming and hurling the students around. At this point, all the demons may invoke one aspect for free on their humans.
Sorry, can we
Immediately
just,
activates.
sorry, can we just have 1 second? We haven't haven't been introduced
You are on
yet.
fire.
Please, give us a minute. We haven't been introduced yet. Sorry. I'm just like, ow, getting my tie out of
There's
the
only
way.
one that's useful right now.
What the hell?
Yeah.
You're giant.
Sebastian looks.
I gained
Jesus,
I
what?
gained 10 feet.
Sebastian looks at the strange mark on his chest.
What did I give to
He
you?
looks around and notices a surrounding sea of gray as time seems to go slow. Still, a voice is heard within. a voice.
The hell,
narrates
was I
the
drinking?
events of her life. This is the
Students are
story
panically
of
running away from
Sebastian.
you. You realize the flames are not burning you or your clothes. They are burning the floor you're standing on.
I look at
Sebastian
my
now
flask
wonders
now that I've gained
with
10
absolute
feet. She's, and
confusion
like,
of
I go,
what's going on.
the hell was I drinking?
Little does Sebastian
And like,
know
I'm holding it
that
like this, obviously.
is going
So
to
it's
be
it was
the
whiskey.
least
And I'm like,
thing
I
that's
just-
going to happen today.
Darling, I think it was
I throw it away. Have I bursted through the roof? I'm assuming I have.
It's a gymnasium, so no.
Okay.
The roof's quite high.
Okay.
Okay, it seems to have stopped. That was unusual.
Says Sebastian.
And the lunch lady. And I'm guessing
I'm
the
looking around
lunch
for
lady.
speakers.
I'm assuming the Holy Crusader armor would be most useful.
Sure.
What's your other one?
Darkness shrouded.
Cloud of inky blackness would pour over. Up to you.
Inky blackness.
Cloud of inky blackness are upset of you. What is your... I think that one's based on cunning.
Yes, I believe so.
I have bookmarked.
Alright, so which demonic power are you
It's
going
based
to
on
use
devious.
for the invisibility
So,
or the
my human's gonna talk to you
amorphous scary blob
As a
monster?
person now, and
Go
go,
0.
what the hell's happening? Look at me!
You may want to activate a different aspect. As devious is 0.
Oh, okay.
Only to each other.
Yeah, Crusader armor.
Oh,
Carapace it is.
this isn't
Sly.
gonna go well.
You spout Crusader armor.
Maybe, yeah. And then invisible.
I'm Lord
I don't notice that I'm invisible.
Yeah, honey, watch out. Yeah, if you bump into my students. Yeah. Oh, by the way, they can't see you.
Arise now, my holy avenger, and smite the poor,
So weird.
Smite the poor.
So you're shrouded in darkness. We're both invisible.
He's actually Crusader armor.
Oh, you're in Crusader armor.
His
Sorry.
darkness would be 0 devious. Do nothing.
Oh.
Currently.
I see. Do I have to roll for mine?
What aspect are you turning on Amber's?
Invisibility.
Invisibility, alright.
Yeah.
Several of you notice that one of the students has just vanished out of thin air.
Two students have actually vanished.
Oh, 2 students have vanished, popped out of existence. The headless headsman, currently on fire, smoking. Bits of his torso are shredded up by shrapnel. You can see visible intestine there. Any normal human should be long dead by now. He is apparently gone berserk. He is throwing students around, hurling lightning left, right, and center. What would you like to do about this?
I believe that you're actually who you say
bellow
you
at
are.
him.
You're pretty sure students
What?
are gonna die.
I bellow at him,
I got
whoa,
something
whoa,
I need
whoa.
to do, so shut up.
Leave the students alone. And I just do like a thunderous clap at him.
Keep in mind, you can activate your powers, and you do know you have them.
Yeah, I don't think turning into someone and taking weird stuff is.
So I will.
Got babble babble.
Sure, why not? I will activate Impossible Beauty. I'll be a giant, beautiful
Giant to
creature.
dust.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't psychic objects like a sword or something or a gun.
I literally have no greed.
Oh.
So what does Flame Wreath do?
Flame Wreath, add your devious to physical attacks.
Okay. So I'm just gonna run up to the scissors guy and punch him.
Sure. Give me sly cruelty plus devious.
Alright.
I will give you a +3 surprise bonus.
Alrighty then.
You may either add 3 dice,
Yeah.
or after rolling, add 3 to the wit.
I'll add
You may also split this up however you wish. You could, for example, add 2 dice and add 1 to wit, add 1 die, add 2 to wit. Up to you.
I think this is enough to get 1 success, so
I have no idea.
I
was going-
I'll add 1 and 2 to wit.
Sure.
Right. That's
With sly cowards.
right. 2 9s. So 4 wit.
He does not get anywhere on blocking. 4 wit is sufficient to knock his point of open to slide. So you basically punch him, sock him, lamp him square in the jaw.
He doesn't have a jaw.
Well, he still sort of has a jaw. He has a pointy bladed bit of scissors. The scissors actually spin around on his head.
Yeah.
A full 360.
Wait, does that mean it
Stop.
cuts him?
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Like he bites my hand off.
I
I was thinking of just punching him right into his organs.
He is going to try and cut your face open with his scissor head.
Yeah.
It's a gym, so I'm gonna say there's like volleyball nets. And I'm like, Grab him!
He will get a pair of 10s.
Okay. How do I defend against that?
That would be sly cowardice to dodge.
Okay.
Or you could try and just punch it back. Which is just rolling an attack again.
Yeah, I'll punch him again then.
Sure.
Yes. Yes.
No surprise bonus this time.
Destroy weaklings.
Noticed that you're on fire.
I don't know.
I got nothing.
Nothing, alright. You can slide a point of courage to cruelty. As you get a big gouge across your shoulder from a big scissor head.
I have no courage left.
The rest of you do
In Adonis form, I rolled a width of 2.
Okay, so you add 2 dice to all your social checks.
Okay. And I would like to entreat him to stop this mindless violence.
Sure.
And if he wants, stop this mindless violence.
Ooh, you tell him.
And that would be...
You know that he's gone berserk. If you want him to... So his cunning has hit... his patient has hit 0, basically.
Okay.
If you want to fix that, you would have to attack either his greed or his espionage.
Okay.
So just, declare you're attacking espionage, basically, trying to calm him.
I will be attacking espionage.
Sure.
So, what would I be using here?
Whatever you want to roll there. It sounds like devious nurture to me.
Okay.
Persuade with decency.
Yep.
Yay!
Pair of 6s and pair of 3s. What is with my double pairs on the 5 roll?
Defend. With he will not get anything though. So we'll slide one of his espionage over to knowledge. So he's still angry and still flailing around, but you feel almost like you're getting somewhere with him. He says, "One of you did it. One of you killed all my friends, and I'll find them." Was it you?
It's not me.
We were all trapped in the cage. None of us could have done anything.
What are the rest of you doing?
Well,
You are in giant crusader armor, covered in blood and spikes.
yeah.
Lunch lady.
Right, so
You
gonna roll with it.
He is throwing lightning bolts around. You're pretty sure he could easily kill your daughter if he's throwing those around continuously.
Yeah. I think the first thing I'm going to do is get Glinda away from here.
Alright.
Glinda, a giant armored...
He is going to throw a bolt of lightning in your direction as you're trying to make your way to Glinda. You could roll sly cowardice to dodge. That would run the risk of Glinda being hit instead, though. Or you could roll open endurance to try and just soak it.
I'm gonna soak it.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
No, this is not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to let the weak take care of themselves.
Alright, took out a
He's
pair
got a
of
pair of
4s.
10s.
Reduced by 3.
Carapace. So, yep, so he has a pair of 7s. What do you got?
Reduced by 3. That's my armor.
Yeah, so he has a pair of 7s instead of a pair of 10s.
Oh, alright. No, I mean reduce its height.
That's the height.
Oh.
10 becomes 7 instead of 10.
Oh, alright, I have a pair of 4s.
Alright, so you are hit. So you will slide a point of courage to cruelty.
Okay.
As a bolt of lightning slams into your back. That hurt like a bastard. What are you two doing?
I'm assuming, since we're in the gymnasium and there's gym equipment around, I'm gonna assume there's like a volleyball net somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna...
Gonna try and wrap him up in a net?
Yes.
Sure, I would call that sly courage in this case. You get +3 surprise because you're invisible.
Oh no, I was gonna use Solus materialism.
Oh, animated net. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
That's something greed.
Greed
I've
cunning.
house ruled souls materialism to be greed.
Greed cunning.
Cunning greed. +3 surprise bonus though.
Okay, I got nothing.
No, so you add 3 dice?
Yeah, that's what I was pointing at. So you have surprise, so you can either add 3 dice or add 3 to the wit.
That's still nothing.
He sees the net coming and ducks it.
Yeah.
It whips around. It's still animate
You don't
though.
even have eyes.
Baz was
I see plenty.
Baz was trying to get out of the way. He kept trying to dodge lightning bolts, and then he almost got hit by this stupid shining person beside me, and then a net almost slammed into me.
Then some giant asshole
and-
looks gorgeous appeared.
Why am I an asshole? I'm gorgeous.
She thinks everyone's an asshole.
Yeah, he's trying to get out of the room,
You
and,
giant would
but
make
he's
your
not going to
asshole
get anywhere while this
That's
guy's stopping. So he's going to turn around and I'm going to try and body control, throw some body control on. But I think I have to roll my dice first because that determines my
Yeah, it
words.
determines how many words you can use, yeah.
All right, and that would be devious deceit. So that's 6 dice. cut nothing.
Oh.
With that happening, I'd like to grab him with one hand and then hook my fingers into the scissor holes, like my giant hand.
Just try to pull the scissors
Just
off.
like, yeah.
Yeah, go for it. That would be open cruelty.
Yeah.
However, I'm in giant form, so I also use slide to increase my strength. So how does that? I'm like, do I just do a roll of cruelty to see, or slide to see how much my strength is increased? Because it says combat rules. +2 weapon bonus. Without a roll, I can do this. With a rolled set, I can do like more. Because it applies the rules of hideous strength.
Yeah.
What is your slot?
2.
2? You get a +1 weapon bonus. +1 weapon advantage. 1 or 2 is +1, 3 or 4 is +2, 5 is +3.
It says on the hideous strength, it says 2 to 3 is +2.
Oh.
Okay, so I can roll 2 more dice on my
You
open.
can either roll 2 more dice or add 2 to win.
So it can be open courage. Yes.
Yep. No, cruelty. Demonic
Okay.
powers are always cruelty.
All right, that's fine. I will add 2 die to this.
He will try to evade you and fail miserably.
2 5s.
2 5s, alright. You grab the scissors, wrench them, and snap them off, at which point the lifeless body falls to the ground.
That was.
Horrible panic reigns. Children are flooding around you, flooding out of the building. The headless headsman has earned his name.
I was fighting him, right? So I'm closest to the door, right?
You're near the door, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm first out of there.
There are children fleeing.
Yeah, I bellow,
There's a
flee,
giant,
children.
There's now a giant. There's now a flaming man running toward the door. The children flee faster.
Oh my god. We get jostled in the crowd a lot, and we don't know why.
Can the physics teacher run past me while I'm standing there invisible?
You don't see him.
Oh, dang it.
Wait, you had visibility as well?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're both invisible. So like we're getting
You did
jostled.
hear several other screams though from around the cage of people other than these lot who you noticed activate powers. You would guess you were not the only one who got infested with powers.
Ah, super. Wow, this is gonna be so
All right, voice in my head. What the hell is going on?
You do notice actually, as soon as you tear the headless headsman's scissor head off, you hear another scream from somewhere in the hallway, from probably someone who's already run out of the gym. So you can certainly recognize that them dying appears to correlate to people getting powers.
A voice in my head.
The gym is swiftly emptying. Everyone except Jeffrey, who's already run outside, is hanging around. 2 of you are still invisible, but the rest of you are sort of standing around, noticing one another. Sup, giant guy? Giant fancy guy?
Decided to try to
Lady
block
in bloody armor? Invisible folk?
Yeah, good try.
Animate net? How's it going?
So they know we're invisible?
They can certainly detect you. Once you've
that's
sort of
probably
done
rubble
something.
dust.
Why are there?
Accidentally
hell is
bumped
happening?
into you.
Why am I giant?
You're giant.
Are the scissors still scissors?
In your hand? Yeah, there's still a big pair of scissors.
It's like normal.
No, I'm just gonna like
Bloody pair of
I
scissors.
just like put it on my back. I'm like, yeah.
Are you gonna break
Into
them
what?
in two?
I just like stick them down my the back of my shirt. I'm like,
That's gonna end well.
Ow.
no. It's like hooked on the cuff. So just sticking up there.
Remember not to run with those.
This concludes a scene. So at this point, all of the demons, all of you are invoked for that. So you can make any claims for sins your human may have
I think
committed.
that was very cruel.
I mean, did
That was cool,
I
man.
sin?
That was cruel, man.
How cruel though? Was it cold blood? I don't
No,
think
that's
so.
not cold blood.
No.
So yeah,
So you can gain
I'll
a
take
dot of
that.
cruelty.
I'll take that.
Any arguments for things Georgina did?
Well, he sounds a little backwards since like you committed no virtues.
+1 for humiliating someone,
Oh yeah.
kissing your daughter in front of the entire school.
Oh yeah.
That happened before the possession.
Oh yeah, cowardice. So you get +1 for cowardice.
That did happen before the possession.
That's true, sadly.
In defense, I did protect Glenda by taking an electric lightning bolt in my back.
I'm going to do
Oh,
virtue slides after.
right.
Anything for Amber's character?
All I know
She
is
tried
that
to help. She didn't hurt anybody. She almost hit Baz with a net, but he's invisible, so that's not her fault.
I would keep in mind you don't have to succeed on getting us in every time.
I would like to argue for myself that me stealing the scissors, something I don't need. Giant pair of scissors, just saying.
You'd have to convince Vivian of that. Demon's the one who decides sins.
But you needed
But the
to
teacher
cut
was
him
gone.
down.
Yes, but I didn't need to keep the scissors.
all I
Which
know
is the
is
key
that
point
you
there.
went
I could have
invisible
left it
and
on the
then
ground,
did
but I'm
nothing.
like,
I
no.
didn't just
Wow.
avoid.
I'm keeping
I
these.
actually helped.
Yeah, I got it. She sinned through inaction.
How does
Sadly, not
looking
a
cool
sin.
mean need?
We always have to look.
Trying to run away, coward.
You can also make claims for virtuous slides. If you think you did something virtuous, you could make an appeal to slide a sinister thing to a virtuous thing. This is the human that decides these.
Amanda is
I would
surprisingly
argue
down.
that
Like,
Baz
Okay,
is...
so-
Keep in mind, though, scene in this case is everything that happened since the start of this game.
But then,
Okay.
So anything in there.
But
the
de-
sin ones, the demons only know from when you possessed you.
Yes.
The virtue slides, though, can be from anywhere during this session.
Two things. First off, I would actually argue that Baz was not trying to fight. He was trying to get out of the room, which I would argue is cowardice. Rather like trying to get away.
Cowardice is humiliating someone or torturing someone.
I feel like, no, he really did. He was relatively courageous, honestly.
Yeah, I know. It's so out of character for me.
You could go, you, for example, could go cruelty to courage, demonstrating mercy or protecting someone. You could choose to go greed to generosity, help someone with no expected gain.
I also
I don't think you have any greed, though.
I also gave a sandwich to someone.
Which is actually kind of awesome, because
I call BS on that, though.
if you have no greed, that would mean you can choose to slide cunning to patient.
I also have no cunning.
I also gave a.
I want both of those things.
Nice.
I also gave
Well,
a.
sin some more.
Earlier on, I also gave.
I
someone
stole a
sandwich.
giant pair of
That's
scissors.
true. Help someone with no expected
like
gain.
a
You can certainly
Batman
call that
trophy room.
generosity.
Bullshit, Vivian.
greed.
You're so full of shit.
Then that would be a slide
It's
of
a
cunning to patient.
giant pair of scissors.
Baz got his
Giants.
ass beat and had his phone and everything else stolen from him.
Lose a conflict that costs you
Sometimes
substantially.
you
Yeah,
are.
cowardice to endurance certainly
I
applies.
will certainly-
Also, I'll have
Would
psychic objects.
me helping the gay
These giant
kid?
scissors.
Help someone with
when
no
you can
expected
make
gain.
psychic
Okay.
giant scissors.
Greed to generosity.
All right.
Now you can two.
So I have no greed, but two
You
generosity.
could also choose cruelty to courage, demonstrate mercy, or protect someone.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Vivian?
I also
was
cast
nice.
alligator. Despite being
There's always
weird.
espionage knowledge. Learn something new and important.
Yeah, I think I'd learn.
Those badges appear to have magic amulets in them that
no
gave you
espionage.
So
superpowers.
somebody
I know
did that
espionage.
Perfect.
Then it would be a slide of cunning to patient, if you wish.
Sure. Like,
There you go. Do you have to leave?
I
It's
should.
like 8:20.
Yeah, I should.
You make your way outside just as the fire trucks are arriving. Your flames have gone away during the run outside. The firemen have arrived. They're moving into the building. Several EMTs arrive and give you a blanket, because they always give you a blanket. I do like that there's a heading here. Why do they always give out blankets?
Shock.
Yeah. You are given your appointed shock blanket and escorted toward a number of other kids who are huddled around, worrying, babbling with each other. Several of them are telling stories about what happened in there. They seem to be wildly inaccurate. It appears some form of hysteria has caused them to not recognize you as the guy who was on fire.
nice.
The rest of you, EMTs arrive. Your invisibility does pass. As the time goes on, you become visible again. You are escorted outside to waiting ambulances, given blankets, and hot chocolate is being handed out, probably by you. You managed to salvage from the gym. You ran out with a tanker of hot chocolate. It's very important that I get this out.
Having shrunk the giant pair.
Wait, is it hot chocolate or is it hot caramel? The hot chocolate alternative.
Parents, it's healthier. It's better for kids.
It's a mix. 2070.
A slide.
What's the other 10? Don't worry about it. Water. It's just like spoon. What is this?
Terrible.
So the giant pair of scissors is just knee size down.
It is a giant pair of scissors.
I'm going to grab it with both hands
He still wants to
and
keep
run
it.
to my office
He still
and
wants
throw it
to.
in there and lock it up.
Fine.
That's effectively his head.
You could try and sneak off with that if you want.
I will.
That would be a cunning espionage. Try and creep your way out of there. So, you notice an EMT making his way over. He says, "Oh, you there, quick, come on. Are you alright? Are you hurt?
Yeah, I'm good. I just need to put this away. It's very dangerous.
Why do you have a giant pair of scissors?
We were cutting
Is
ribbons.
that blood?
I said
We were cutting ribbons.
It is.
Do you see all the blood everywhere? Not on here.
Oh, God.
Those weren't ribbons
Yeah,
you were
you
cutting.
really shouldn't touch that. You don't know what the blood might be carrying.
No, it's fine. I got it.
You really don't want to touch exposed blood. Like, it's seriously, it's really bad.
Clean them for me. The school needs them.
Just put them down, man. This is hardly the time. The school's on fire.
Ceremonial ribbon
Let me go put it in my office.
He is going to try devious nurture to persuade with decency.
How did I not gain greed from this?
If you succeed at this, you might gain greed.
Yeah.
You could try any number of things to try and convince him to let you keep them.
You can go beautiful.
I'm going beautiful.
Sure. Roll it up.
Pair of fours.
Cool.
So
Plus
I
two.
had two.
To advantage. So
Yes.
you can either add dice or wit. Okay.
So I will add dice, and I will do a devious deceit.
Okay.
If we don't keep these scissors, this school will go under. They are quite valuable.
If you weren't impossibly beautiful, I just wouldn't even allow that roll. I'd be like, horse shit, come up with something better.
Trip sixes and pair of eights.
Nice. He has only a pair of sixes. So you cunningly thwart his legitimate arguments. And he's just like, here, let me do that for you.
Yes, thank you. Here you go.
He carries them for you.
I lead him to my office.
As you lead him to your office, you notice he's staring at your ass.
Get one of these.
He blushes.
Well done.
Starting early.
That was an act of utter deceitful barbarity. Well done.
Good work, sir. Your demon, as you hide your scissors in your, probably a locker somewhere, or a cubby or a desk. They don't really fit in a desk. You hide them in a supply cupboard.
Yeah.
Covered in blood.
I'll clean it later.
You can make an argument either for a point of greed or a point of corruption, making someone your minion.
I want greed.
I know, but
Say greed. Let me use my psychic
I
objects.
want greed, damn it.
It is in a demon's interest for his human to have the ability to throw powers around.
yeah, okay. Sure, yeah.
Still not there though.
Sweet greed.
I need one more to even have the potential.
No one else is in the school. Steal random shit from people's
It's alright
desks.
if I
I still
play around
own the
my
land.
clairvoyance and look around. I got a 4-mile radius that I can
Sure.
just peek
Certainly
around.
roll clairvoyance. What are you trying to clairvoy?
I'm trying to see if there's anyone who is hurt that is currently in a position where people are not easily able to find them.
Sure. Start just casting your eyes around the school. Give me that roll.
So what do I roll for this? It's
I think it's...
patient espionage. 3-4.
The lunch lady is sitting with her eyes closed, staring sort of...
She's got a migraine.
You got a pair of those.
Pair of nines there, yeah. You can clairvoy. You're looking around, spying around the school. Cool. You can see EMTs digging people out of here, there, and everywhere. You spot, actually, Phil the janitor is trying to pull...
Juan?
Do you have any objection to him being named Phil?
Juan is a Mexican name.
Phil the janitor actually is Mexican, too. He just is named Phil.
Oh, alright, fine.
I asked because there is an NPC named Phil the janitor.
Alright.
His name is not Phil the Jet.
It can be Juan if you want. Just expect me to fuck it
Phil
up,
Juan.
period.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
Still one. Still one.
You can see he is trying to pull Officer Garcia out of some rubble. It appears he's having difficulty because he has a bad back.
Okay,
It was a luchadoring injury that forced him to leave the sport. He put in his backstory that the janitor is a former luchador.
Nice.
I did not make that up.
Nice.
Okay. I am going to head over in that direction. I'm going to ask one of the EMTs to come with me.
Sure. How do you try to persuade him?
I thought I heard some screaming in that direction.
Sure. You could give me devious deceit or honesty.
Honest.
If you say deceit would be, I think I heard screaming in that direction. Honesty was, I saw someone under a pile of rubble over here.
All right,
Just leave out how.
Yeah. I saw someone in a pile of rubble over there.
Sure, give me devious honesty.
This is all I have for that.
I will give you a +2 advantage because it's basically the equivalent of a weapon advantage for honesty. It is actual information, you know that to be true.
And the ENT does want to save people.
He does.
Got nothing.
Yeah, alright. He will inform you that he will take a look at it in a minute. He's got a lot of people he needs to look after first, though. He will tell you to head in there, track him down, and see if you can call one of the other EMTs over. There should be people in the building.
Alright, I'll head off on my own then.
You are hanging out outside. Do you want to quickly do anything, or do you want to just head out?
I'll just head out.
Sure. Fair travel to you, good sir.
Flame on.
Meanwhile, you two are outside, huddled around with a bunch of other students. You can see Mr. Pollock.
Yes.
He appears to have a migraine. He's holding his head. He's got a blanket on.
I would really like to try and think of something to humiliate him, but I am coming up with a blank. I'm looking for suggestions.
Body control. Body control.
Yeah.
Drop your pants.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I was gonna say you could also just go invisible and pants him.
But then there would be people
Yeah, but
that would see you going into the wall.
Hide around the corner. Also,
Yeah, I was thinking about also
how
the man
credible
talks
is
even-
their statement when they've literally just seen 10 people explode?
Then you body control someone else and then get them to pants.
Could do that.
Yes.
Ooh,
I am
body
going
control
to-
one of those guys you hate.
I'm going to do that. I see Roger.
Yeah.
He's sitting with a
He hates a lot of people.
Roger, he's got
I
a
know, I
bandage around his.
specifically
He's got a bandage around his head.
Yeah.
He looks kind of dizzy.
There are 3 people specifically that I hate. Harvey and his 2 idiot friends, Roger and Hannah.
Yeah.
And
Subtle.
they are just
It works well in the confines of this book, where every single name is a very thinly veiled change.
because they're just always trying. They're for some reason determined that I'm always up to no good. And generally speaking, I'm just trying to stay out of people's way. So it's very, very frustrating. They get me in trouble for things I haven't done. So I'm quite happy to dick him around. So for my body control, I'm going to roll some devious deceit, which I have a 6 in dice.
Sure.
Come on, give me something.
Ron will defend. Actually, he doesn't defend. He just can choose to
Oh,
lose
I have-
points.
I have a pair of 10s.
Pair of 10s. You can
So
give
I
a
have
10-word
10
command. Pull down Mr. Pollock's pants. There's only 5.
And then pull down your
And
own.
then kiss him.
Deeply.
And then kiss his butt.
Oh my god.
Valid command.
Inappropriate teacher-student
But the
relations.
thing is, he can resist and then just
He can
take a
choose to
point.
just have a point of nurture obliterated
Yeah.
if you give him something that he will literally refuse to do. It's up to you. How far do you think you can get him to go?
All the way.
I wish I was standing like behind him so he can't quite see me.
And then slap his butt.
But worth noting, like, body control is not super obvious. They can hear you say something, but that's it. They have to be able to hear what you say. That's
Wouldn't
it.
it be funny if someone pulled down his
Yeah. Pull down Mr. Pollock's pants right now.
Good. He actually goes and does that. He appears to be delirious from a blow to the head. He's not thinking too clearly. He wanders over to Mr. Pollock, who is currently sitting down, and he begins trying to take his pants off. Mr. Pollock's trying to shove him
Could have
off.
told me he was sitting down.
They start scuffling. Roger, however, is absolutely psychotically determined to do this. He is frantically apologizing as he does it, though. It's like, I'm sorry, I have to. Yeah, I have to take your pants off. I don't know why. I have to. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Get off of me! He is struggling. This is creating an enormous scene. Eventually, Roger is going to attempt to combat Mr. Pollock's ability at pantsing him. Pair of 9s! Haha! He succeeds at getting Mr. Pollock's pants on. Mr. Pollock has boxers on, which have various quadratic equations, A equals MC squared and whatnot on them. There's like a picture of a microscope. All of the children are laughing.
I feel a sense of satisfaction for a job well done.
Microscope on these boxes.
So would you like to make an argument for sin there?
Let's see, what would that be?
Yeah.
It would be
Humiliation.
There's
Humiliation.
you could actually go corrupt. There's several things you could go. Cowardice, humiliate someone. You could go
Cowardice was the one I was
corruption,
shooting
make
for.
someone your minion. That also works.
I would go with corruption.
I was saying cowardice was the one I was shooting for there. I didn't make him my minion. I just told him to go do something. He's not going to be my minion later. I do have plans to get
Make someone
out
your
of
minion
life.
means make someone do something they don't want to.
I think it would be in your better interest as my weird disembodied voice that's narrating what I do in my head and actually as of yet has not actually introduced himself, just as narrating what I'm doing. That narration giving me the ability to theoretically in the future run like shit away from things is going to stop you from having to get a new host.
You did lose your last host. Things were going really well until he turned into red paste.
You don't want to
I'm
die
guessing
before you can drag me to hell. His cowardice
That
is a
demon was
focus
the sucking babe.
Yep. Nope.
Really? Sure,
No, actually, I have a chart of who's in what.
Alright.
Alright, excellent. I will take that point in cowardice with pride.
I'm really tempted to have it be that guy, but...
So
Actually, although...
now that I've thrown the scissors
you
back,
could actually also argue that I did humiliate one person and control somebody else.
You can only get 1 point of sin per scene. Trust me, you don't want it to be possible to get multiple points.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. I am gonna need corruption later for that teleporting ability, but I figure with that, if that body control is gonna quite frequently get me the ability to get that, I don't think I'd do it.
just while I'm in my beautiful form with the
EMT.
I'd like
He's
to,
running his hand up and down your arm, smiling at you.
I'll say like, hey, so why don't we go run around the school, and if you I promise to give you like a ticket to dinner, and if you give me a bit of your soul, we can make sure we save everyone in here.
Oh, I'd give anything to you.
I give him another wink.
Sure. What are you giving him a master die in?
I will give him a master die in either courage or cowardice, because I want him to be able to smash obstacles or like lift, like basically be able to get to people.
You could just say that he's an awesome EMT. And yeah, just be good at, probably, I would honestly suggest knowledge, actually, if you want to make him an awesome EMT.
Sure, yeah, I'll do knowledge.
Too. Yep. He has an EMT with a master die.
Yep. Let's go! And you just run around saving people.
This guy needs a name. What's his name?
Ralph.
Rolf Eric. Sin. But Sin spelled like S-I-N, so Eric Sin.
Ralph Erickson.
With a K.
So as I'm trying to get the police guy from under the rubble, all of a
An
sudden...
incredibly talented EMT arrives, heroically throws piles of rubble and whatnot away and pulls Officer Garcia to safety, resuscitates him with uncanny skill, as Officer Garcia is coughing, appears to have regained consciousness. The gentleman is looking at you as though for approval.
Well done, sir. Well done. We will have the fanciest of dinners.
But you're buying.
Good.
We'll see. So does that...
You know you wanna. You're buying.
You're beautiful. You can do whatever you want.
You can
now.
roll. You can make a roll to try and convince him to pay for dinner.
You can do whatever you want now.
Okay, yeah, I will do a devious corruption.
Sure.
So that'll be 8.
Pay for dinner, and I'll make sure that after dinner, fun times.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, I'm on a teacher salary. Like, I can't really afford a lot of things.
That sounds more like devious deceit to me.
You specified they're paying you well.
Fair enough. Then I will
Devious
go with,
corruption is persuade sinfully.
I will go with, I'll make sure we have
It's
a good time
convince
after
someone
dinner.
to do the bad fun thing.
I'll make sure we have a good time after dinner.
Nice. He will not defend.
I got double zeros and double fives.
Nice. He totally agrees.
The demon in your head high fives.
You could make an argument there for corruption, I'd say.
I already gained greed the same.
Oh yeah, that's right. You could make an argument for where is it? Cruelty to courage, since you did technically help someone get out of a pile of pain.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, what were you doing?
Actually, no, I won't, because I want.
I don't know, I don't have any... Were there kids that were picking on me before?
Up to you.
It's probably Brad.
Chad, Brad, and Tad.
Yeah.
Those guys are assholes.
Yeah.
You see Roger, one of the kids from your group home, just pantsed Mr. Pollock.
Aw, why would you do that?
He's crying, saying he doesn't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on either.
That's just background.
Yeah, this guy's looking awful smug.
Yeah. So, what did you do there, Sebby?
Sebby.
Really? Nasty? Shitty?
Oh god.
How long did you specify your cloven hoops to last on this guy anyway? Basically for the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you only get the points when it concludes.
Yep. I'll say until the. Well, no, I was gonna say until everyone's
Yeah, the
saved,
other ones that-
because I did say we saved everyone.
He's going to continue running around the school, putting out fires, being incredibly heroic. A news van. Madison, you notice a news van has pulled out. Action 6 News has arrived.
Want to make sure.
As well as a van for Pox News.
Well, I want them to interview me.
Do you want to shove your way up to the front?
Yes.
Try and get interviewed?
Yes.
Sure.
I don't know what that counts for.
You can try and shove your way past several people to make your way to where news vans are starting up.
But my story will actually highlight more of the loss of the previous.
Probably want to go with Action 6 News rather than Pox News.
Okay.
They're probably going to go for, and this is what happens when you allow publicly funded institutions to...
Yeah.
This is just further proof that you can't trust the liberals.
The school system.
These liberals soft on crime, that's how these supervillains were
Oh
allowed
my
to run amok.
But no, what I say to them would be more along the lines of mourning the loss of the supervillains.
Alright. You can give me some kind of role
Yeah.
to make a convincing sob story. You could also try and gloat.
A little. Yeah.
What are you saying in your report here?
I'm saying.
Do you take credit for having vanquished the Headless Headsman?
No, I don't take
You'd
that.
say you beat him up?
No, I wouldn't say anything specifically like that. I think I would say it's like, but out of the ashes of the burn a new hero shall arise.
Brave students masterpiece.
You could I would either allow patient knowledge to come up with a cool speech before going up and talking to them,
Okay.
or devious honesty.
I'm gonna. All that time that I was, while everyone was helping out, I was coming up with a speech.
You could also admit you have superpowers.
Nope.
Just start the game on an interesting footing. Nothing stops you from doing that.
Yeah, I know. At the moment, but. Okay.
You notice that a lot of the people don't have their lanyards anymore. Either they lost them or they got burned into them.
I've realized the mistake I made. I have no cunning.
Oh, you can't make cloven hoof packs.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Bad you. He suddenly becomes much less competent.
Damn it. I am sorry.
I got 10. You're 10s.
Pair of 10s, alright. Nice. You make a convincing sob story to the nation.
This
You
is like
are...
high school kid TV.
Hey, you're a poor high school kid who lives in foster care.
Yeah. And I was lucky
who
enough
just
to
survived
get-
a supervillain attack. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is a sob story.
Yep. You will actually probably get some kind of national recognition for that. I think this is probably a good place to end it. You guys have realized that our demons are possessing, or something at least, is possessing your mind, and has given you mighty, mighty superpowers.
Technically, Baz hasn't figured out he's got a demon in his head. He's figured out he can now suddenly do some really cool things, but it comes at the cost of apparently having a weird narration running in his head.
Yep.
He does not question it.
But
The school is in shambles. It appears everybody, however, made it out. Security camera footage, you find out, was destroyed by the fire sprinklers. The student body was a bit busy fleeing for their lives to notice who stayed behind, let alone got superpowers. Well, this is a note for the campaign, is when you invoke and activate your demon, either by using a power or by just addressing your demon and speaking to it, anyone else who is invoked can recognize that you have a demon in you, and you recognize them. It's like Highlander sets, but only if you're both turned on. Yes. And you do notice, you did sense, several other people in the school. You have probably realized that the red lanyards appear to have corresponded with the burning amulets. Anybody can give me cunning knowledge.
Yay, I'm good at that. Oh no, I'm not. What did I get? Nothing. Nope.
Alright. It occurs to you that those little amulet things inside them were clearly stuck in there.
Could I say
Oh, this was staged.
that the EMT is the husband of...
Are you trying to get more? You're trying to sin.
Not retroactively.
You're trying to
trying to boost my cunning so I can make the Faustian Pact.
You're trying to steal
Faustian Pact is a different thing, actually.
No, I mean, like,
Special rule in here.
I'm
There are
trying to steal
Faustian
a
Pacts
lover.
you don't want to do it for.
No, he's trying to steal a lover.
I'm trying to see.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to do.
Well, I can do that pretty easily.
There's also something any of you can do called Infernal Insight. If you agree to perform a sin of your demon's choosing, they can give you a vision related to information concerning this attack. Up to you. That is a deal you must work out with your demon.
What's with those things? Is it a specific vision?
Basically, you can ask them a question. They can consult Hell's vast library of knowledge and give you an answer. It might be accurate.
Fair.
Demons have a habit of lying about stuff, such as being God.
Yeah.
I know what my first job is going to be.
Incidentally, you got running narration in your head again.
Yeah.
Whenever you use your powers, it starts up.
So it's like I know he like
because you used your power, so I think so. Oh, right, we ran into each other when we were invisible. So
like
I choose to assume you physically ran into
Yeah.
each
Yeah.
other while
I was like,
invisible.
that was
Ah!
shit. What
The hell is
yeah, stop.
Poke! Ow! Ow! Stop
hitting
it!
you, idiot?
Stop hitting me! Stop! Yeah, stop fight.
How come I can't see you?
Ready.
You walk on the red lines, I'll walk on
Oh,
the
so I
yellow
don't
lines.
actually know it's him, but I know someone else is invisible
Well,
in the school.
Well, now we
You
can see
notice
each other.
when the invisibility wears off.
Okay, yeah.
You also certainly notice when he invoked to do body control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I got something. It suddenly occurs to Sebastian that the news reporter is not seen to be giving the correct story. Some things probably could be changed. If these things were changed, perhaps more truth would be more apparent to both the world and Sebastian himself.
What do you want, weird voice?
He asks.
apparently into the nothingness.
What was that one newsman called?
There was Pox News, and then there was Action 9 News.
Well, I think it could be to our advantage to shut up Hawks News, because this school really can't take any more bad publicity. I think this school can stay open, thank you.
You could also go on there. You could body control the reporter to change her story.
You go on the news just because you look gorgeous.
You could do that.
You're gonna.
You could take credit for defeating the Headless Headsman. You could leave out the part about having superpowers and just say you kick the shit out of him.
Just go on.
Sure. Yeah, I will do that.
I would like.
Do you bring the scissors with you as proof?
You look gorgeous.
They would give you a
The
+2
story.
advantage.
Why do you want that?
Needs to be as
They're
uninteresting
very
as
recognizable.
No, I don't. I
It
want to
needs
stay
to be
anonymous.
Boring.
I want to
But
get her to talk about how well the students and faculty
I
handle
will go on the news
emergency.
for Pot's
How
News
well the school must be doing.
and just talk about how the things I've seen are horrible. And I want to give a shout out to
You meet the only Asian reporter on Fox News. She's a hard woman. She's an Asian reporter at a thoroughly racist news network.
well, she's earned it.
Her
Says,
easily too.
yeah, what do you want?
I'd like to give a statement about what's going on here.
About what?
How
What are you bringing to the table?
well, I'm bringing all this. If you can't.
Fascinating.
She's a hard ass reporter, but she's serious.
She is cold and dead inside.
This is your challenge, and you've met an adversary.
Well, I'm just trying to think of what I want to do here, because I basically want to try and get my face out there so that a lot of people will be attracted to this.
You do know that Impossible Beauty does not work across the phone or television. Just in person.
Never mind then. I'll have to do this personally.
You'd have to rely. You can certainly use it on her, convince her to let you on TV.
But do you really want to be on TV and be easily recognized?
No, I don't.
No.
Like, the purpose of being on TV was to just
Okay, I can go
attract...
invisible.
Do the report while invisible. That'll be compelling news.
No,
I
it's
was
just
gonna
a
say,
voice on a microphone.
You want to
Pointing the camera in the wrong place?
If my voice wanted to make me invisible, I could go up, so I'm still off camera, but close enough to her that she can hear me, and try and convince her to say more positive things about school.
Good.
Would it make me invisible?
Not for that.
Really?
No, boring. Not interesting. Boring.
Okay.
I don't know.
I want the school to be.
You
I
can-
don't
You're a
want
weird demon.
But you can assume your own aspect of yourself.
Nope.
No,
You have to ask your demon to invoke an aspect.
Well,
So giant. And
Whenever
what's the other
you
one?
ask a demon, if they agree, the aspect turns on, and you slide 1 point on a virtuous strategy to its...
I'm
Sinister
gonna,
opposite.
I'm gonna make sure that I'm not
Yeah,
close
demons
enough.
generally want you activating aspects.
I'm gonna make sure that I'm not anywhere near. Like, I don't want to be anywhere that I'm gonna get filmed. But
really-
close enough
That
to
would
her that I
be,
can-
give me patient espionage, try and sneak up.
I don't have any in espionage, and I have 2 in patience, so this is probably not going to work. I don't need to be sneak up from her. I just need to stay out of the camera range.
Yeah, you need to know where the cameras are pointing, and how many of them there are, and which ones are on.
Well, I don't have a pair, so I'm not going up there, and he doesn't want to make me invisible. So
Well,
guess
failing
I'm
means
not
you
doing
do get up there, it just means the camera catches you.
I continue walking past. I'm
Give
just going
me-
through the background of this. Of
Give
the
me cunning espionage. See if you realize you've been caught on camera.
Still not. Nope.
Alright? As far as you know, you're not being filmed. That's it. Body control is not obviously an action. It's just you saying something to somebody.
Ah, dumb. That's how you get espionage. Like,
What?
right after I killed him, you're like, ha ha ha, what a fool.
Yeah, gloat.
Oh yeah.
I was hoping
One of
to,
those ones that's actually really easy to gain.
yeah, I was hoping to gloat vicariously by getting her to talk about how well the school did, but I just either way would at
You
least
can't
improve the
gloat
reputation.
vicariously.
It would at
I'm
least-
just gonna rule that now.
Yeah,
It's not
but-
gloating if you're doing it vicariously.
But at the very least,
Now,
it would
you
improve
could
the
gloat-
reputation of the school, so I wasn't really
Now, you
worried
could
about
gloat with your team about Mr. Pollock getting pantsed, and you could also openly mock him, point and laugh at him. He'd probably hate you, but you could certainly do that.
Afterwards, so many possibilities
Yeah, he
now. We
wouldn't,
don't
do,
know
he
which
wouldn't do something that would obviously. He wouldn't want. The thing is, the reason he got Roger to pants him is because he doesn't want his grades reflecting pantsing.
Yep.
That's he avoids that. That's not in his nature.
Does anyone want to try for Infernal Insight?
What I'm trying to... I'm not doing a good job at establishing this, but what I'm trying to get across is that I'm trying to get this reporter fired.
Then say that.
Yeah, I was gonna say like. And if you'd made me invisible, I could have done something, but I'm not invisible, so
I'll do
my options are
Infernal
severely
Insight.
limited.
Sure, talk to your demon. What does your demon want in exchange for
Yeah, may want to let me use the
delicious,
accent.
delicious information?
I want to know who did this or why, somewhere along those lines. And
Information about what's going on? You can barter.
who did this?
You can either tell her to do something and you'll do it for her, and you'll tell her. Or you could just do it for free if you want to be super nice to even.
Friendship pact.
Also, it doesn't have to be a sin she does now. It can be promised to do something later. And then if she doesn't do it, you can, make her invisible while she's talking to her
Something
mom or
she
something.
particularly doesn't like and just wants you to do.
I suppose, but...
Usually you want to pick some sort of sin that corresponds to whatever her primary is.
Yeah. Sure, but, I might need you to do something for me later. It's,
So I owe you
I
a
can't
favor?
do anything. Yeah, I can't do anything.
You
have to do
I
something.
feel like you have to actually give some indication of
Oh, I thought you said it could be something she does later.
Yeah, but
Yeah, as in, do the sin later.
Okay, sorry.
As in, like, at some point in the future, I want you to murder somebody, or whatever. Or I want you to humiliate someone.
I'm trying to find the ones where
I want
you
you to
go up
gloat.
with something.
You want to tag either cruelty or cowardice. Because her primary is sly. So you either want her to kill somebody or humiliate somebody.
I think she's...
it's like
cowardice.
sweetly evil.
Yeah, but when what you do is, you're not taking enough credit for what you do. When you, do better than somebody at something, you should, be making sure they know that you did better, so that, they know to do better in the future, and, they know how awesome you are.
So humiliate them or gloat.
I think you should, be a little bit more vocal about your own achievements. So, yes, you could call it gloating, I guess. But I mean, that's such a, that word has such negative connotations. I don't like to think of it that way.
So gloat about being on air.
Yeah, you could tell all of your friends.
I'm gonna go back to my house and then you see me? Are you proud? I was on television.
Yeah.
We don't know how to television.
You could certainly do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you should totally that.
I'd probably end up
I want
doing
you
that.
to do that.
Sure. Do you agree?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure. Infernal insight. Alrighty.
There you go. Let's get some info.
Alright. You learn that the 13 demons fueling Triskaideka are related and bound to amulets on the mortal plane. You know that there are 13 of them, and presumably all of them just died, since you killed the Headless Headsman, and he said you killed my friends. So presumably there are 13 demon-possessed people running around the school. You know that those red lanyards appear to correspond with the burning amulet. You also realize that that means this must have been planned long in advance of the actual attack. That means that bus garage explosion was not an accident. You remember that Toxic Acid is currently in jail in a minimum security prison outside of town.
Is he dead?
So 12 then. Well, he didn't die in the explosion. He wasn't there.
No.
Leave 7 that we
He's
don't
been
know
in
of.
jail for a couple years. So yeah, presumably there's 12 running around, minus the 5 of you.
Yeah.
7.
So 7 somewhere. You also realize that whoever planted the demonic lanyards clearly knew how demonic possession works, and probably planned for this to happen. In fact, you suspect transferring the demons might have been the entire point of the attack. But if it was one of the members of Triskaideka that did it, why would they fly to their own death? Although you do know there was a member who's not there.
So somewhat how we gotta go to minimum security. That's easy. I don't even need to. I'm invisible.
So that concludes Chapter 1 of No Soul Left Behind, Triskaidekaphobia. How are you liking the game so far?
Immensely.
I like that this is a system where you can get your ass beat and it's not...
I do like that this is a system where getting your ass beat can benefit you.
Yes, exactly. I
Like,
that's
losing
not-
a conflict can give you points.
Yeah.
I appreciate this.
Alrighty.